Bozy, Bozo, Zoe, Zozo, Bozy World. Bozy, Bozo, Zoe, Zozo, Bozy World. Bozy, Bozo, Zoe, Zozo, Bozy World.
Oh, okay. So let me get my game face on, although you guys see me already. Hello, everyone. This is Sestugavi, the commanding officer here at Bozy World Central. This week, our reviews is going to be a tiny bit different. I know that we've been doing music reviews, and that has been kind of like our jam for a minute now, right? But okay, hold on. Is this working? Yeah, here we go. But this music reviews, we are actually doing something just a tad bit different. I don't know how long you guys have been around here for the music reviews that we have had so far. Am I cutting out, you guys?
No,
you're good.
Okay. But Bozy World has been going together since I think August. And so we've had, this is going to be almost a year, and so that's really exciting. We've been doing music reviews every Friday since. Rain and cold, vampires and werewolves. We stick to the plan, and we have music reviews going. So this time, because we're getting to that point where it's like almost a year in, we're just gonna do a different live, even though it's still music reviews, and we're still gonna be reviewing music, but just in a different fashion. So anyone who has sent us music in, don't worry, we will actually be playing your music next Friday. This Friday is just going to be a little bit different than we normally do things. Well, here we are. So, I thought it's funny. There have been some people here for the chat room of Bozy since we started back in last August. One of the people I like to mention a lot too would be Squig God. He's the guy who has the pug, right? Such a cool DJ, you guys. He's such a fun individual. I like the art style that he produces. I don't know, Hellbound and Malachi, have you ever heard any of Squig's music that he puts out? Yeah, you have. Yeah, you're like, oh heck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Hellbound actually has music with him.
Yeah,
What's
we
cool
do.
about his music is that he's so unique in creating style, just like everyone, right? But there was a song that I had on my SoundCloud of me just doing a cappella. It was just something I heard in my head, and I just needed to record it because I hear symphonies sometimes in my head and stuff. I just had to get it out. And then he heard it, and he goes, "Hey, can I mess around on a beat and see if I can make something for this?" And I was like, sure, whatever. He sent me the song, and it was literally to the T of how I was singing it. And I was like, oh, wow, that's crazy. Good. And he always has the best types of music. You know, I could listen to his music for a long time, especially because he has different kinds of music for different types of feelings. And I've noticed that his style seems to be pretty good with a lot of our music, because there's a lot of, like, you know, collaborators here at Bozy World. And so, like, we genuinely have different types of homies up in here doing different styles. You know, we even have people who are a little bit like, you know, what's the word? Like, just very particular about certain things they try to get on. And Squig seems to be one of those people that can kind of be a little anywhere. So, and I've been really appreciative that he's been around since like August. Just really appreciative of having the opportunity to enjoy his presence. I wanted to say to Vario, Ira, Nate, Jules, what's going on? And no, you are not late. Here we're going to be doing a different style for music reviews, where since last August, since we started this, we've just been having you guys come on and share your songs, and then we rate it. This Friday, though, we've decided to do something different. Where I rate people's music. We'll rate people's musics and talk about different people's music. It could be from Bozy. It can be outside of Bozy, just so you guys know. Okay. It could be your own. So we are okay doing that for this time. Anyone who had already put their music in the email, we can use that for next Friday that's coming up.
Okay. Is it Friday though, or is it Sunday? Because I thought Lou was saying something about it being
yeah,
on
you're
Sunday.
right.
About being Sunday.
Yeah, because I think it's more like a little switch over today.
So, what is an artist from Bozy that you have been inspired by, Malachi?
I would say it's got to be Hellbound and Louis for sure, because we definitely got that track that was on Louis' project. I think it was track 6. That was one of my tracks that I had sent to Louis, and or sent to Hellbound first actually, and he had sent it back, and I was like, okay, definitely gonna do something with this. I could feel like Louis might could fit on the last bit of it, so I sent it to him. He kind of sat on it for a minute, and then he wanted to use it for his project, so I gave him the go ahead to do that, and like ever since that song had been sent back to me from Hellbound, I've been kind of doing a lot more of that kind of like heavier bass, kind of like darker lo-fi sound. Like the project that I'm working on right now is kind of based around that kind of sound. So I would definitely say them two have been one of the bigger inspirations.
No, and by the way, too, those tracks you sent me, I was actually starting to work a little bit on one of them, like right before we got on the live. Fucking fire, bro! I'm definitely excited to get those done and send back to you, because like,
definitely, bro, it's gonna be magical for sure.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
I'm so happy that you have been able to find people here that you can feel a connection with in the music scene and kind of like build ideas together with, because that's what's really important, is the collaboration that we draw in, you know?
And that's honestly been one of the hardest parts for me in the music thing, is actually finding people, like, aside from like my label partner and stuff like that. Like, I really don't do a lot of collaborations, but ever since I've kind of got integrated with the Bozy folks, I've been kind of coming up that shell a little bit more, and kind of like, with the music reviews, it helps get, the critique and stuff like that, and just like, I don't know, I like what y'all are doing to help artists build and grow as like individuals and stuff like that. It's really good for the community and for music
absolutely.
I have found so many different styles within the community. For instance, like I said, we've been doing Bozy music reviews since last August, so it's close to a year now. I have known people from Australia that have come to our group, which is crazy having someone from Australia, because the time difference is like 2 days ahead or something like that. So it's like, what the heck? People from the UK, Canada, and everywhere in between, and all through the veins of the world. And what's so awesome about that is that we're hearing the different styles from those areas. and also getting to meet those people and see the connections that we all have within all of those things that we're doing. It's like such a fun vibe because I feel like even though I'm not really traveling yet, soon Bozy is having a tour, but we're kind of just gathering, and like I love having social media because through social media you can just kind of like be anywhere and everywhere all at the same time. It's such a beautiful experience. You know,
Yeah.
I make music. I sing, I make beats. I also play instruments too. Do a little bit of animation as well, and like I paint and stuff. And I used to kind of keep it to myself and kind of just do my own thing.
Yep, very much so.
Lou and I once in a while would like throw something out there, or he would see something I do and he'd be like, even Hannah would also see my stuff and he'd be like, what? And I'd just be like, oh, I don't know. It's whatever. And he's like, that's pretty good. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's art. It's you like it. So, you know, show it to people. And the more I started hanging out Bozy, you know, it was cool because, you know, what I understand about all we're doing is like, no one's better than each other. We're all the same. We're all striving for goals. We're, you know, helping each other out along the way. And there's no judgment. You know, the only judgment is helping you to be the best version of yourself. And it's not ever to adhere you to anything different, which I love. Like right now, as we're speaking, Hellbound is drawing and I are coloring. And to me, that's so cool that you can, you know, the connection of just like being able to express yourself through the way you understand, which is art, right? That's what we love the most.
Yeah. I like how y'all are being productive if I'm just sitting back, just kick back, chilling.
Hey, that's a good.
No, there's nothing wrong with that, bro. Sometimes
I did just get done recording like a couple of songs before I jumped on here though. So
nice. That's what's up. Are these songs that you made today or songs that you were finishing? How are you doing that?
Kind of a little bit of both. I think one is one that I recorded like just off the bat that I had some lyrics that I haven't used yet that I kind of just threw together, and then the other two were ones that I was just kind of going back and like leveling stuff out. Like just I'm trying to learn how to like mix and stuff like that too. So like you're just going back and leveling vocals out and stuff like that basically.
Okay, nice. I see Ira said, yup, I review books, but love listening to music and hanging with people. You know, Ira, if you like to review books, there are online groups, I think on Reddit, that you can get together with those people and you can review books that way, maybe. If you like to hang out with groups and stuff, because that seems like a fun thing to do, just an FYI. I have to say now, the person next on my list that we're reviewing on music reviews with the Bozy people would have to be Jeremy Glines, which is AKA Red Purple Gold.
RPG.
Love his style. Okay, so I'm actually right now I work a lot behind the scenes, Bozy. So that's why a lot of people don't see me all the time. But I have a picture of RPG and he has these two massive guns in his hands. Because it was a music review it was a music video that he was doing. And at the time we didn't really have any pictures of him. So that was like the only picture I could find. And I had to pause the video and then take the picture. And then I made a whole thing about him. And everyone had like, you know, the Keeper of the Stars had like their picture and, you know, kind of who they are. And then RPG had his, and he had these two massive guns.
That's
and then everyone,
ARs.
yeah. And everyone in the group chat was like,
picture before.
yo, you know, we thought ours were hard, our pictures, but his goes really hard. Like he's gangster, dude. But his music is fire. Like what I like about RPG is that this guy is super chill. He's like, you know, very down to earth. He's kind of like, he's not super talkative, but he's not super not quiet. You know, he's like just kind of chilling. But he has a great sense of style. I like that he's like very charismatic when he's talking on the screen, and his music is like music that I would listen to like if I was going to like a club or like chilling in my car and I'm driving somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
And like he performs with certain people too that like it actually goes pretty well together. Him and I have a song together, but we just haven't produced it yet. But I enjoy him because his style is unique. Like everyone has a thumbprint. That's what's interesting. So like, did you guys know that your music, even if you try to be as unique as you possibly can, you still have a thumbprint in your songs? Like, I will know certain people based on certain things of the song, even if I don't even know who's produced by. Mainly because the beats, if it's produced by one person, the beats have a certain way about it. Like, Squig, he has a certain type of thumbprint that even though his beats kind of go different places, because I've seen some rock coming from him, indie, experimental, trap, a little bit of everything between, but there's still a signature. I don't know if you guys know who Trebloff Beats is, but he's been like producing for like 10 years or so, and he also he does different stuff, but he has a thumbprint. Let's see. Varo says Sestu Gavi is just RPG but female version. Oh, okay. That's a compliment to me because I love RPG.
So I think one thing that I do like about RPG too is like with the interviews that he does is like he just gives artists like a safe space to like, you know, present themselves and like, you know, talk about themselves. Like the interviews can get deeper to like we did an interview when it got really, really deep on the subject matter of kind of more so on like where I came from, like how I got into the music and stuff like that. But like I think it's just like a beautiful way to give the artist like a safe space and a platform to kind of present themselves and also do a little bit of networking and kind of, you know, build off of that too. Because like I watched Mario's interview earlier with him, and that was really good, like very insightful and kind of helped me understand, you know, what he does a little bit more and such.
Yeah, no, for sure. RPG always does his work with the interviews. I think like that's the cool part too. Like he does like listen to all your music and just like always prepares like good ass questions. It's always like 100%. Like he never half-asses it. So it's like it's just genuine. And like you said, like it is like it's a safe space. Like you just kind of can like, you know, let off your steam, talk about yourself. So it's definitely really cool. We definitely appreciate that from him for sure.
RPG is like Bozy World Nardwar for sure. Like 100%.
Like that.
Yeah.
Next on the list that I like to bring up too is actually because we can do this since he's here, but Vario. You know, Varo's style reminds me a lot of this guy named Mikey. Mikey the producer, I think is what his name is, or did he change it? Mikey the Goat or something? I don't remember. Anyways.
No, still Mikey.
Huh?
Still Mikey.
Okay. And so like Mikey, because when we first met Mikey, he had just started, and when we listened to his music, we were like, oh, this is pretty good. And he was like, I think he had just started too. Like he didn't even know what he was doing at all. So we were like, oh, well, you're definitely doing something cool. And Vario actually reminds me a lot of Mikey, to be honest. And I like the motivation that comes from you know, because he's a young guy who is like, trying to find himself and using music to be his communication. I feel like when it comes to music, it's not always the easiest to always put together, and then also like sometimes, at least for me, it's really hard to like produce my music and then share it with people, because I'll listen to it, but I'm not making music to like, you know, have other people listen to it. It's just really for me. But then when other people can listen to it too, then I'm like, that's cool, I guess, if they like it, whatever.
It took me a minute to get. It took me a minute to get over that.
It's hard sometimes, you know.
It is.
Nah, facts on that.
I just want to say this too, since we talked about Squid God and RPG. I just want to get my thoughts on both of them before I do a Vario. But I want to say Squid God is definitely the realest motherfucker that I know. Like, because the thing about Squid God, right? He has the views, he has the followers, he has all the plays. Like, you go to his SoundCloud, everything is over 1,000. But he's like super humble. Like, I know a lot of people that are on his level or more, and they're not genuine, they're not humble. You know what I'm saying? So like, and then also like he's literally been there since day one. Like, I remember when I first met him, he did not know how to make a beat. He told me himself all he would do is like put sounds together and then just send it to me, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. And then like there was this one beat, but look, this is why you should always kind of like believe in somebody, right? Because I could have told him like, yo, these are trash, bro. This, I can't do nothing with this. But now I would tell him like, yo, I like this, I like that. I think you can change this, you can do that. And then eventually he sent me a beat, and it was for the one that's on the EP, on my newest EP, Iken Hisatsu, that song. And
it's hard, bro. That's my favorite one.
Yeah, bro, I love that. Like, as soon as I heard the beat, I thought of the lyrics, I thought of the old song that I had, and we got it out. And then ever since then, like, you know, he kind of just boom, 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 boom. He started getting more artists, more collabs, more, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I was, in a way, I was kind of like a stepping stone, but it was really just a motivation. And, like, I was, like, there for anything he would send me, you know what I'm saying? So, fucking love Squid God, man. I can't wait. Like, we definitely got to go out to North Carolina, meet him, do some shows, and, like, you know, he kind of told me, like, the areas where we can go. But that's Squid God. RPG, honestly, RPG is, like, it's almost like an angel that came down from heaven. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro, because like we just started out like taking admins in, and we had a couple that didn't work out. But RPG was one that was like just really neutral. Like whenever we had a situation, he always had our back. You know what I'm saying? And like if it really didn't have anything directly to do with him, he was neutral about it, which I respected, you know, and like regardless, at the end of the day, he had our backs. And like we kind of stole him. I'm not gonna lie. We stole him from another community. But look, this is the thing. Even I noticed how they were treating him, and like how much recognition they were giving him, and you know all that stuff. So like, I was kind of like, yeah, just come hang out with us. Come hang out with us at Bozy. You know what I'm saying, just chill. You know, started just with him coming in reviews and stuff like that, and then eventually, like, you know, I was like, yo, what's up, guys? Should we invite him to the team? Everybody's like, yeah, fuck yes, love RPG. And then what I love about him, right, which is like I tell all my admins, if you have an idea, bring it to me and I'll make it happen. I'll make it a reality. Like, we'll work on it. I'll help you as much as I can. So he literally came to me like, look, bro, like I have this idea about, you know, doing an interview show and calling it maybe artist on artist, something like that, where like, you know, it's literally like an artist. And I was like, fuck yes, like, yeah, let's do it. So, you know, we started doing the marketing, we got everything down. And then like within the next week, we started doing it. And it was that simple, like something that his old community couldn't even do for him, like kind of just ASAP. Like with me, he just came in. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Let's get it set up. And like now we're on episode 25. I just watched the viral episode also. Wonderful job. Like it was a little bit of, you know, shit happening in the beginning, but who cares? Like it was still a great review. But yeah, again, RPG is one of those people like I can rely on, I can trust, and just another humble person, just another Bozy person, you know what I mean? But that's my takes on them. Vario, I'll wait for you guys, and then I'll go last for that one.
Yeah. So Hellbound, what do you think about Vario? About like his style?
I definitely, especially in the last review, I think that we had, I've seen his style evolve. Like, and I even said it, I think, like in the review, to where it was like, I saw a lot of his music more as just like he was kind of like trying to find his style, trying to emulate other artists and stuff like that. But like the last track that I really heard from him, I think it was on the Pickle Fingers beat. It was like, I saw him really kind of like coming into his own, where it was just like, it seemed like, okay, this literally sounds like your own kind of vibe and stuff like that. So it's like for him, I'm just kind of seeing like the evolution of the artist, which is cool for like a younger artist to kind of like see that, you know what I mean? Because like he's only like 15. So
Yeah.
definitely just like really proud of just kind of seeing his whole like growth, I guess, like since he's been in the community. Because like he definitely listens, like he takes the feedback that like y'all give him on the reviews and stuff like that. And
100%.
like you can see that. So I mean, definitely nothing but good shit to say about him.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. He's I was watching the interview that he did with RPG this morning, and I heard the first couple of songs that were played, and I was like, okay, I can definitely tell that he's going like off the influence, like it's the Travis Scott. Like I
Yeah.
had a conversation with him about that. Like the shit's super fire. Like I love the like melodic, but like once that song came that was produced by Pickle, I was like, okay, this is definitely a little bit more of him, like personality wise, and kind of like I feel like this is like him just being him. Like it kind of with the way that he was doing the melodics and the way that the beat sounded on that, when it kind of sounded like he was implementing a little bit of like his cultural sounds in there too, and that's kind of what kind of brought me in. And I was like, okay, I like this one. This one's really unique, and like I want to hear more stuff like that from him. So like being 15 years old and having that much potential is crazy. Like if I had known I had that much potential at 15, it would have been a lot different.
I feel you. I was getting fucked up at 15.
Yo.
Facts. Absolutely. Yeah.
Same, yeah.
15 house parties, skipping school.
100%. Whoa. Blackout drunk every single night.
Yeah. I think when I was 15, I drank my first Old English.
Gross.
The OE
That was
and
the-
the Mickey.
I was
What? Yo, you don't understand.
Polish
Old
vibe,
English.
yeah.
A 40 ounce was literally like,
Cuervo off.
bro, a fucking Old English bottle is like this big. It's like a fucking like Coke 2-liter bottle, and it's like fucking $1.25 or some shit like that.
Yeah.
All day. And they used to serve me at the liquor store because I had a beard when I was 15, so they wouldn't even ask for ID. I just go in there. You gotta go in there with confidence. I'll just go in there. Yeah, I'm just getting this. Can I get one of those? I thank you. Yeah, appreciate you.
The fucking Mad Dog 2020, and then Jose Cuervo. That's what did it for me, bro. That's why I don't drink no more.
You know, I was doing. If y'all know, if y'all from my era, 40s and tall boys. If you know what a tall boy is, then we probably the same age.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is too, though, because like when you're talking about 40s, is like down here in Florida, it's different. Like they don't sell the 40s. Like we could only get it in like 32 ounces. Because it's just like I remember even like it was like there was like a band called Leftover Crack, and they had like a song like Rock the 40 ounce. I used to love that song. Fucking jammed. I was like, why the fuck do we have the 40 ounces? We only got the 32s down here. Like what the fuck?
Oh, that's crazy.
Damn,
Yeah, that's how it was in Jersey. But you know, talking about Vario, man, like I see a lot of myself in him a little bit. Because like, yo, it's funny, right? I played Fortnite with a bunch of his friends, and it was like a bunch of like little Varios and shit in the like 6 of them, bro. And I'm like, I'm just listening to them just be kids, right? And I was like, was I like that? Was I that bad? Or am I just old? You know what I'm saying? I'm
no,
like,
you know them COD lobbies were just as worse, bro.
Nah, worse.
Worse,
Bro.
No, I would say worse. 100%, bro.
Call of Duty is that Fortnite is cute. Fortnite is it's fun. Call of Duty is not. Call of Duty is war.
When I played competitive Madden in 2K, holy fuck, bro! It reminded me of the COD lobbies. I'm like, oh my god, I'm not doing this no more.
Nah. But no, like I was saying, like with Vario, man, like you can tell like he's the most mature. Like you can tell he's the leader of the little niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just funny, like because like it's funny because you can see him like trying, like he's still joking around and shit. But he's still keeping the order. He's like, all right, guys, come on. Like, let's chill. And then he's like, damn, I bet Louis regrets being here. And I'm like, nah, bro, you're cool, bro. I'm just, you know, I'm just 27, so I'm not going to act like that. But I'll be there. We could play the game and shit. It's funny. But he's like a nephew, bro. I have a nephew that's 12 years old, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like that relationship. But, you know, again, like, seeing myself at 15 years old and then seeing him at 15 is different. Because when I was 15, like I didn't give a fuck, bro. I was like, my mouth was like this. You couldn't tell me shit. I was ready to fight you. Like I always carried a blade with me. So like if motherfuckers had a problem, like you know what I'm saying? Like I was that type of Spanish dude. Like I'll cut a motherfucker up. It never got to that point, but because people knew, like, yo, I'll slice you up, bro. You need to stop playing with me. But to see him at that age be so humble and actually listen to the feedback. Because if that was me at 15, I would have been like, man, fuck all of you Bozy people. I'm the nicest rapper out. Nobody can fuck with me. Y'all are bullshitting. You know what I'm saying? But he's actually like, oh, okay, let me go try that. Let me go go try that. And then he does it, comes back the next week, and like it's better. He actually uses the feedback we give him. So I always give him props for that. That's
really cool. I do notice that. And I can say I appreciate him actually coming into like early in the morning. I wake up like really, really early, right? Because I'm like a cock-a-doodle-doo.
Whoa.
And
you're a what?
You know, the year of the cock, son.
Oh shit.
I don't
Chat early, all right. So I'll hit people up and I'm like, yo, what's up? And I noticed that Varl will come in there and he'll just come hang out with me for a while. Him, Althurius, and Harzin, they like come chill with me and see what's going on. So I think it's really funny. And I think it's cool to have people to talk to early in the morning like that. Because who the F is up that early? Or maybe they haven't been to bed yet. Because I could be it too. Yeah. Gotcha, vampire.
That's usually how it is.
Hellbound is like a
early or I haven't slept.
Yo, Hellbound is like up early. He's like a vampire, but like instead of like being up all night, he's up all day and then sleeping.
Yeah,
all
literally. My ass is up at like 4 or 5. Yeah.
As soon as the sun come up,
it's
like,
nice though because like nobody's fucking out. It's like now I'm kind of used to that just from that flip flop like schedule. That it's just like I appreciate that part honestly. And then it's like I get off work and it's just like everyone's going into work, so I'm like yeah. So
that's facts. That's a good schedule though. You work like 4 to 1, right?
Yeah. Well, now it's usually like 5 to 1 is what I normally work, but I'll have to get up like around 4. So. But like, I mean, I've had to wake up even earlier before when I didn't have a car and shit like that too, like fucking like 2 in the morning and all that. Because before we would work at like 4.
How far do
For me, the walk is not. It's not bad. Like the drive is super close, but I was walking at that time. Like I didn't have a car and shit. Like I mean, like drive wise, like it's like 5 minutes. It's like right down the road. Like I have to rock at that bitch. But yeah, no, I thought I would have to like. I wish I could teleport there. You know how much money
I know in Florida, like the fucking like even if your job is like close, like y'all don't have a lot of like city streets. It's more like long ass roads and like it's like open. What's the shit? What is it called?
Open country.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends like where you are. Like in Tampa, there's definitely more like city and like how would you say that?
Like more sidewalks.
It's not like it's not all like super city like downtown, but it's more spread out. I guess like it's like you'd say suburbia. I guess like I don't know if that's like the right word for it, but like
because look,
it's like not like all super country, but shit's kind of close together. I guess if that makes sense.
Because look, when I was living
like going downtown.
When I was living in Haines City, it was a lot of open like when I say open country or whatever, it's like there's not many sidewalks or crosswalks or none of that shit. It's almost damn near like a not really like a highway, but like a smaller version of a highway. There's a lot of like crisscross roads and shit like that. You can't really ride your bike. There's nowhere to like really even walk unless you're on the grass. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, we definitely do have a lot of areas that are like that. Like just depending on like where you are here, but like there is definitely more kind of like country type of areas. And like sometimes like the further out you go, like it's just like like the setting for like fucking like a good horror movie. Honestly, like some of those places. Like the well, it's just like out in the middle of nowhere with a farm, just like abandoned. Like they shoot some cool movies out here, honestly.
Hell yeah, yo, my backyard, like yo, I used to smoke in the backyard, like I smoke weed because like I was like 19 and I didn't want my dad knowing I was smoking and shit. I was still like young minded and shit. So I'm like I'm in the backyard, bro, and like at nighttime. So we had like it was like basically like a suburbs area because like it's one of those like all the houses look the same. You have a garage. Backyard, hella rooms, whatever. But like in the backyard, there was a fence, and behind the fence, the only thing that there was like maybe like 40 to 50 feet to the right, there was like a school, and then everything else was just grass and no trees, really, just straight up grass. And like maybe like 100 feet down, there was like a road, but you couldn't really, you could kind of like hear the cars, but you couldn't see them. So like I'll just be back there high as fuck, bro. Like, oh shit, it's eerie as fuck. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, a chupacabra could come out of nowhere and shit. But yeah, bro, I loved it. The thing I loved about it, I would sit on my chair and just look up at the sky, bro. And it was just like, it's nice outside, like just a hoodie on type of thing, and like the stars are out. So like that's what really made me fall in love with Florida, among other things. You know what I'm saying? I love Florida, bro. I love it there.
I'm desensitized. I've been here my whole life, so praise to the rest of the world.
That's how I feel about Texas. I've been here all my life, and I'm like, I fucking hate it here.
Yeah.
See, but look, y'all say that until y'all go to somewhere like Jersey City, and then you're like, yeah, let me go back to fucking Texas.
I mean, I've been to New York, and I loved it up there. So I'm like, I didn't get a chance.
New York
to go
is
to
lit
Jersey,
though.
but
New
yeah,
York is lit
yeah.
to visit. To live there, it's not
no,
possible.
I couldn't imagine living there, honestly, because I know it's impossible.
Bro, one studio apartment, 1 bedroom, and a kitchen. That's all you get. You could turn the kitchen into half a living room. $3,000
Listen.
minimum.
I lived in my car, and I think there was probably more room in my vehicle than probably those apartments.
Yeah, like what, yo, New York. I love. Look, this is the thing, right? I used to think New York was only Manhattan. Like when I picture New York, I picture Manhattan, like buildings, Times Square.
Yeah.
So like once I started like getting deeper into like Long Island, Queens, Queensbridge,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, it's more than just fucking like what this is. I thought the whole New York was all buildings, just tall buildings, the whole fucking thing. But like, bro, I'm telling you, that shit is super expensive.
It was different.
Yeah, that shit. But like I said, I love New York for like visiting, maybe even getting a hotel there. Like, there's a lot of things to do. But bro, even like a couple weekends ago, we tried to go to this bowling alley, right? It's called Bolero. Super lit. It's like it's literally like a bowling alley, but it's also like a fucking club. Cause like after a certain time, it's like only 21 and up. You got drinks, music, lights. Bro, when I tell you there was a waiting list of 27 fucking groups.
God damn.
That's insane.
And we left. We left.
Yeah, I
right?
left too.
Bro, we're like, all right,
went back home.
Let's see. We're like, okay, let's leave and let's go see if like we could go like find the billiards and shit, like pool. We go to the pool, bro. Same thing. 14 people waiting, and every pool table was full.
Yeah, I would have just went back home.
Oh, you know what we did? We went to get pizza. When in doubt, in New York, go get some pizza.
No,
make yourself
definitely so.
But it's trash. Like you can't really have fun because it's always full. Like,
yeah. I feel like that way. I find the best time to go on vacation is probably like during the school year. Cause like, especially the winter, specifically the winter, because everyone's spending money. So they're busy hanging out with their families or doing whatever. And I found that was the perfect time to go to museums or the zoo or do anything that I wanted to do that wasn't going to be as much traffic as there is going to be during the summer and stuff, which is crazy because like during the summers when I really want to go out because it's like nice out and stuff. I don't want to go out in the winter, but that's, it's how life goes. Speaking of winter, one person who reminds me of winter because his heart is black as coal is Hunter J. And let me tell you why. Hunter J's music. So, I noticed that his style was starting to change, where it's more like poppy, kind of like Justin Bieber's old songs that he used to make. And so I thought that was interesting. And I have known Hunter J to make some very. He starts laughing. To make some really wild beats, where it's really like I could hear people kind of like Tyler the Creator, Childish Gambino, Little Dicky. I think this lady's name I think her name is like not Grimes. I don't remember, but this is like this like DJ artist. She's really good. I think. Oh, her
I
name's
think you
like
were talking about.
Venom
I
or
think.
something like
Oh,
that.
I thought you were talking about Grimes because I think she does
No,
do like electronic music as well.
yeah. Well, his style is just like all over the place. Actually, to be fair, that you say that, I'm pretty sure like Grimes would be good to go on his stuff too, because I love Crystal Castles. You know, that's such a
Ooh,
good
okay,
band that
okay.
she had put together. But Hannah J is interesting because like what was the song that was played last year? I think and it had a music video where it was like a notebook style and it had like these
Loser.
Loser, right?
loser. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And I thought that was just way cool. I liked the video. The song was cool because it was pop. It was okay. Again, Hana has a fingerprint in his songs, but like I like the poppiness where I could hear that song on the radio just because of the way it was like produced, right? So I love that one. That one was really fun. But I noticed a lot more songs lately. Hannah has been putting out that's more like that. I kind of personally like all his stuff, but I like the stuff that makes me act crazy. And it's funny because like him as little pine cone or little pine tree or I don't know, one of those two. Because Shane's the other one, right? I like I remember Hannah would call me and he had like 8-10 songs. And he's like, I just made all of these like right now. He's like, are you ready to listen to the best songs of your life? I'm like, okay, I'm ready. And then like they're so good, but I would close my eyes so I can jam to them and I would fall asleep. Do you know how many times I fell asleep talking to Hannah on the phone? Because I would be listening to a song and I'd be like and then like
I was about to say because he's so boring.
because he's so your songs are not bad. I just a bad friend is what I'm trying to tell you. But the curation and how it's formed is really cool. I like that, you know, that friends like because like he also does a music reviews too, you guys, and it's really cool because his style is a little different than ours, but we're kind of similar in the idea of just like creating some music. Well, see, he performs in his what's it in his like prison cell or something like that. That's what it looks like, anyways.
Yeah.
But he's hilarious, and he really throws out some really good beats. But I like the way he just like forms the way he talks to people and like the things he knows about music because he's like a guy who's like has a lot of followers. How many do you have, Hannah? Like 50K or something like that? But like he's super down to earth. He's very chill. And that's what I like about his characters. That he's just really like he's like on like a fun level where he knows his music's good, but he's not so high above everyone that he's like kiss my butthole with color red.
Have you seen his new haircut? Did you see his new haircut?
No.
All right, does everybody want to see his new haircut? I actually have a picture here that I want to show you
right now. I'm so excited. Hannah.
Yeah, guys, just let me know like
Da-da-da.
let me know what y'all think about this new haircut. All right, what do y'all think?
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
Let's talk about it. I like what he did with his goatee, you know?
He looks like a guy who hangs out in the bushes hunting for vegetables.
I'll say I like what he did with his goatee. I feel like it's different. I like that look on you, man. I don't know. It makes you look a little different. It makes you look a little different, but I like it. It works for you.
I thought Pickle Fingers was Hannah after losing some weight.
Wait, are you calling Hannah fat, bro?
What in the fuck is going on?
I'm throwing strays.
Yeah, guys, that's a
Now
little
he
picture
lives in a
that I
library.
found.
Yeah, that's a really good picture of Hannah.
Hey, Liz, I like the new haircut. I think it's working, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like you're a whole different person.
Shit.
I think that Hannah's music's pretty chill. What do you think about it, Lou? What's your thoughts?
I mean, honestly, like none of us would be here without Hannah, and that's not even a joke. That's 100%. Like when I first, so like I'll tell you guys a little bit of insider, right? When I first was on Instagram, I had a whole different account. Like this is a new account. It was Louisville 201, and I only had people from Jersey. So I was stuck at 300 followers forever. Like my followers never went up. I had like 5 likes on my posts. Like nobody was supporting me. So like I deactivated my Instagram, Facebook, everything for like 3 months, 2 or 3 months. I was just gone, just kind of working on myself, working on my music, not even talking to anybody. So I came back and I deleted that Instagram. And then I made this new Instagram called Bozy Boys TV. So basically, I was trying to do this thing where it was like Bozy Boys. That was my original brand, and we were gonna do like skits and like funny videos, music content, kind of like somewhat like what we're doing now. But it was just an idea, and I had a falling out with one of the Bozy Boy members, so I deleted everything that he did. I made the page personal to me. I changed the name to Louisville, and I started over. And I unfollowed anybody who was from my city, and I started just following random people. And like I think one of the first people that I ran into was Hunter J. I don't know how the fuck I met him, but you know we are on the same, like we're on the East Coast, so I'm pretty sure that's why we were able to connect. And then I would see him go live, and mind you, at this time I wasn't going live, I wasn't showing my face, I was barely even dropping music, like you know what I'm saying. So I saw that 100J was live for 100J reactions, and this is when he first started it. So he only had like 5 views, including me. So like I remember being in this live, and it was like me, Liz was in there, Aiden was in there, and then like 2 other random people, and we were just vibing. I was like, oh, this guy's cool, and like you know, he played my song. I was so happy to get my song played, get some feedback. You know, he fucked with it and everything, and then I kind of just started going on his live every time he went live. And then he will always tell you, like, you know, make sure you follow everybody, you know, follow each other. So I did that. So I ended up following Liz, Aiden, a bunch of people, whatever. And then from there, everything, like, bro, I'm telling you, if that would have never happened, I probably would have still been in my shell. I probably would have still been doing other things. I would have never even thought about doing reviews and doing this. I didn't know nothing about reviews. I didn't know shit about any of this. I was new, like mind you, I was still fresh out of prison, like maybe a year, if that, you know what I'm saying? So I was still fresh in society to see what the fuck the trends were, what was going on. But yeah, like after that, we kind of just started chilling. We started doing Discord sessions, and then I found out, you know, a lot of people that I met were through him. So like Grave, I'm pretty sure I met Hellbound through him, and fucking just everybody that we know.
I think
like
we actually met each other through Anton, bro. Is either Anton or it was 3-3 friend. I think that we have met each other from. Because I actually met Hunter, I think, from you guys.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like it's like interconnected though, because I definitely met you from Anton, but it's like I don't even know where the fuck I met Anton from. But I feel
you. I think he just like randomly followed me one time too, and then like it was like we ended up like liking each other's shit too, and then that's kind of how we ended up kind of getting off on a note.
No, that's a fact. Because I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw Hellbound's name and shit, like I don't know, I didn't know I didn't know who the fuck you were. Like I don't know what you look like, what your music was like. Like everything was just like weird energy to me, because like I just didn't trust nobody. So I'm like, oh, this guy's name is Hellbound. He's probably a demon. You know what I'm saying? That's my first thought. But then like we met on reviews like for the first time, and I was like, oh, this guy's cool as fuck. Like I'm glad he jumped on my reviews. But I'm telling you, I feel like Hunter just opened up. He opened up the algorithm for me. I feel like just because of all the people that I met and like from different places, and then I just I started. I think Anton was probably the first person after that I met some people from Vegas. Like, I don't know if you guys know Great Remix. She's a producer and shit. I met her. And then, bro, everything I just started getting more followers, more people. And then I started showing my face, and that kind of helped my algorithm, my content kind of went on my journey. But I'm telling you, like, all those Discord sessions we had, it was like me, Liz, Gilly would be there. I think Shane, Mo West sometimes. I'm trying to think who else, but that was like, and then Howie, long lost Howie, man. All love and light to Howie, man. I miss him. I hope he's doing good. He got a lot going on, but it was a cool little group. And then, we kind of had a falling out, but not really. We kind of just went our separate ways and started doing our own thing. But I'm telling you, like, everything started with Hunna. So, like, I always give praise to Hunna. Hunna is like a friend to me. He's not just a homie. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've had a lot of deep conversations on Discord, just me and him, just talking about music, life. And then, we still kind of do that now here and there. But I love Hunna to death. That's my boy. You know what I'm saying? Definitely can't wait to pull up on him and fucking do shows and, you know what I'm saying, go crazy. But that's honestly, my little story with that, for real.
I used to, how I know him, which is really funny. One time, a long time ago, right, about like 3 centuries ago, I actually ran into him because he fell on me from a tree. He was hunting for these potatoes, and I was like, "What are you doing in a tree?" Right? And I was with my friend named Wolfius, and we were just like, vibing and stuff. And he's like, he kept telling us to shut the fuck up because he was like, you could see the potato, and he was like, "It's hunting." And I'm hunting this potato because it's moving. Do you see it moving? And I was like, what do you mean? So to show us that it was actually moving, he jumped on top of us because he wanted to get us to a closer to what he was talking about.
Pause. Let's say this fucking Barrio was like, I was so happy for the first time with my artist name /24. I sent him the song and I was annoying and Louis got mad. LOL. But after that, he gave me feedback. So I'm gonna give you the story. When fucking Slash came on the fucking like the first reviews, bro, every 5 seconds he's like, "Can you play my song? Can you play me next? Hey, are you gonna play me?" And I'm like trying to keep it together, right? I'm like, don't say nothing. But he said it for like the 30th time. And I was like, all right, guys, really quickly, I'm just gonna call this person out. Slash, just fucking wait for your turn. You're coming up. There's a line. So fucking chill out. I'm being nice about it. Just relax. We're gonna get to you. And then he goes, "Oh shit, my bad." And then now we're here. His name is Vario now for some reason, and we love him to death. So.
I do remember that reviews too, actually. That was still in the IG days.
For real, bro.
I have a question for you guys. Because it's just, something random. What is the most money you could have in coins, including $1 and $2 coins, and still not be able to give exact change for $1?
Wait, what?
Wow, what?
All right. Hold on. I got
you. Hold on, I got you. I got the answer right here. Are
you cheating?
Where's Chat GPT at?
I was gonna say Chat GPT or Google.
No, the answer is
Bozo.
You know what? That was a lot too because I probably wouldn't get it. Okay, here I got one. Which popular internet company shares its name with a race of brutes in Gulliver's Travels? A, Google. B, Yahoo. C, Lycos. Or D, Canoodle?
I'm gonna say C because it sounds very Viking-y.
Lycos.
Lycos, the Viking king.
All right. What about you, Malachi?
I'm gonna say B. I'm gonna just take a random, just Yahoo. I don't fucking know.
Yahoo!
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 All right, Hell Beezy. What about you?
Honestly, I would say Yahoo too, just because I have like a bunch of like Yahoo, like I guess like fucking hooligans or whatever. So like I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? Yeah, fucking hooligans.
Hooligans.
B from Ira as well. All right. Hannah said E, but Hannah, you're on left field, homie. We don't even have an E right now. All right.
E, Firefox.
The answer is
Yeah, right.
yeah. The answer is B. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yahoo.
We win.
In the book, a Yahoo, a parody of a human, relives himself upon Gulliver. Relieves himself upon Gulliver. I've never seen this movie or anything, so I have no idea.
Yeah, I just took a random shot. So I'm like, I've
Yeah.
never seen the movie.
He does
either.
what? He does what again?
He
It says
travels, I guess. Called Gulliver's Travel, so he travels.
in the book, a Yahoo, a parody of a human, relieves himself upon, I guess, that character.
He relieves
But how did
himself
he,
upon a character.
yeah, how
He
did-
busts
how-
a
yeah.
nut on a character.
Oh.
Like, that's what it sounds like.
Damn.
I'm saying. How did he relieve himself, you know?
What kind of did he?
He's already taking a piss.
That's what I was thinking. He took a piss on him. He was like, hey, where are you going?
I'm gonna relieve myself on you real quick.
That's what it says.
What's,
Okay,
first of all, what's the answer to the first one? I'm still on that.
Oh, okay. So I know Hannah said $1, and he's not entirely wrong, but there was a little more to it. So let me say this one more time. What is the most money you could have in coins, excluding $1 and $2 coins, and still not be able to give exact change for $1? So it says here 3/4, 4 dimes, and 4 pennies, which comes up to $1.19. I don't get it.
That makes no
I
sense.
don't. I'm so dyslexic.
Yeah. It's like maybe it's because like it's like it doesn't round up to that flat amount of like 1. You know what I mean? Where it's just like it just would always go over. I guess I wouldn't know how to do the math to figure it out, but it's like that's the only way maybe it would make sense. But
Yeah, that's like saying Jonathan had 4 apples. How
Oh my
many
God.
apple slices did he have to use to be able to get 4 whole apples with the slices?
I always hated,
that
bro.
he
I hated
had.
those things in school. Like those are the worst problems ever. Like I already sucked at math, but like
Shit
I
like
fucking
that is
hate
why I
math,
dropped
bro.
out at 15.
Actually, one last one, because this one's for Lou. I know it. If you guys are nerds out there, you guys will get this one. I know it.
Trying to say I'm a nerd.
Oh, absolutely.
That's crazy.
Okay. Which organization do the Flash, Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman, and Green Lantern all belong to? A, the Fantastic Four. B, United Defenders of Good. C, Captain Midnight's Secret Squadron. Or D, the Justice League of America.
You know what's crazy? I didn't even hear the other answers, but it's Justice League. Let me tell you why.
I know.
Because they're part of DC Comics, right? And DC Comics is different from Marvel because it's Detective Comics. And actually, it started as actual Detective Comics, like it was about detectives, and Batman was one of the first actual superheroes. Well, Superman was the first, but Batman was the first detective one. And then it became to be the Justice League later on.
is that real? Like for real? That's actually kind of cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know anything about any kind of Marvel or DC shit.
That's real. That's real. I didn't make that up.
That's crazy.
I'm really a nerd. Let
Yeah,
me
I
take
just
it
thought
back.
it was a thing.
I told you. I knew he was going to know this.
Yeah, that's easy. I mean, come on.
Well, you taught me something.
Come on now.
Okay, I got something for you.
You know what I haven't showed y'all in a while?
What's that?
My boy.
Oh, you Iron Man, yeah.
So
That's the OG.
My
I remember
boy.
Iron Man.
The first panel co-host,
Mm-hmm.
Bozy Reviews.
if you had an opportunity to get a suit, what color would you get it in?
Oh, what?
If you had an opportunity to get one of those suits, you know, Iron Man suit, what color would you get it in?
Black and red all day. My favorite colors.
Okay.
But it would be like It would be like this. So whatever is red will be black, and then the red would be like this,
That'll go hard.
and this, and this, and then the light will probably be like blue, like nice, like kind of like he does it, but like just straight, kind of like this blue, you know.
Okay, that's cool. I would do the suit, but I would make it my skin, and then my eyes would be blue, and I would like have lasers.
Okay, so you're a cyborg.
Yeah.
Not Iron Man anymore. So let me ask y'all this. I think we talked about this in a long ass, like a live that was from long ago, in a galaxy far, far away. But if you guys could pick, I'll make it two. If you could pick two superpowers to have, and what would be your superhero name?
Superhero name.
Oh yeah, you did that.
That was a while ago. That was like Saturday session days.
I guess definitely being able to like travel like dimensionally, like I can just go anywhere, almost like instant transmission in fucking Dragon Ball Z. That would definitely be one power because that would be
Like
cool.
that shit when it
No
was
one can
like
ever
this?
stop me because it's like if I end up doing shit, and it's like trying to lock me up. Nah, I'm out of here.
Facts.
Can't
So
do
you're gonna
shit.
be a villain. So you're gonna be a super villain, not a superhero.
Yeah, well, you know, it depends. It depends on your perspective. You know what I mean?
You know, it's like you ever seen that meme where it's like when everybody gets superpowers and the whole gang like thinks we're gonna all be superheroes, but then there's that one guy that's like,
Well, say I won't be a villain to you guys. 'Cause I like you guys. Just be a villain to people who deserve it.
anti-hero shit.
Yeah.
But so okay, so you said you able to travel. What would be your other superpower though? You get two.
Damn. That one I got to think of because that was just like the first one off the top of my head. I was like, yeah, that would definitely be like the one I definitely would want. But like, yeah, let me think about the second one. Give me a second on that.
All right, so with me,
What
I
second's
gotta
done?
say mine. I gotta say super speed because I love the Flash, and I want to be able to be super fast. Like in that way, like I don't have to like because teleporting is cool, but I feel like it defeats the purpose of the journey. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? On my hippie shit, like you gotta enjoy the journey, man. The journey is
That's my
where it's
addict.
at,
That's my
man.
addict brain talking. I guess like now.
Just get me there. But like, you know what I'm saying? At least with super speed, like I can get to China in like 5 minutes, but I'll be able to enjoy the journey. Like even though I'm going super, because you know when you're going super fast, you see everything slow. So I'll be super fast, but I can see everything. You know what I'm saying? So I'll do that, and then also I would say telekinesis for sure.
That would actually be a cool one.
What?
Yeah, so
I'm laying in bed,
would-
just laying
I
in
would
bed,
definitely
just like
say
let me get that
telekinesis.
soda. Let me get that soda over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's almost like magic. So that would be my superpowers. Now, my superhero name, I think. Damn, I don't even know. I got to think about that one though.
I don't know.
So
From-
for me, I was like thinking about it. I think that I would like to be able to do like jumping. So basically, like I could see an image of something and I can jump to that place, right? So then I can basically go anywhere if I'm doing it like that. So maybe some jumping, and then like maybe my second gift would probably be also like I can look at stuff, and if I see it, I can pull it out because I think that would be really cool.
Wait,
I don't know
what?
if those were superpowers, but
But like, what do you mean by pull out? Like what?
okay. So his face, he was like, "No, what are you talking about right now?" Okay, look. So I can see pictures and stuff, and I can jump into it, right? And I can
Okay,
go,
I got you.
But hold on. But I can look at a picture of stuff, and I can go. I can think about it in my mind, and then actually project it to me. So I can project myself somewhere, or I can project myself, or I can have something projected to me.
Okay, I got you now.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a superpower, but it's definitely a gift that I would use very heavily
It ain't a human power, so it's super. I figured out my second one. I want to be able to survive in space. So I want to see what the hell's going on in space and be able to travel. And if I can already like move to like different planets and shit, it's just like I want my body to be able to like survive. Like I won't get taken away by gravity or I can't breathe or whatever. So
Okay.
So
travel space.
if I had to choose something, like I don't think it like involves like a superpower necessarily. It's more kind of like a supernatural thing, but like the Omnitrix from Ben 10, like being able to transform into like all those
Yeah.
different
That would be
aliens and
cool.
shit like that
Yeah.
would be like unstoppable.
Hell yeah.
And then like
That's awesome.
a second power probably like super speed or like well I mean you get that with the fucking Omnitrix and shit, but like I don't fucking know, like telekinesis or some shit definitely.
Oh
Ooh,
yeah.
that would be really fun. You know what? You just gave me the best idea. I think I'm gonna change both my superpowers.
Now you
And
can't
my
change it now. You already
superpower.
said it.
No, but
Hold
hold
on,
on,
hold
hold
on,
on.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. So you're
Now once
not
you
gonna
said it,
be
you can't change it.
so you're not gonna be pulling it out?
Now we gonna
No,
be pulling it out.
I think that I want my superpower to be to smell fish juice. Because then if I'm smelling fish juice, like I
What?
will always know. Do you
When
know?
fish are around.
No, that's exactly right. You get it. That's my superpower is knowing when fish are around.
Okay, so you're basically Aquaman.
Yeah.
Oh,
Basically.
god damn.
What's your
Wait,
name
so
be,
then,
Malachi?
wait, what was your superpowers? I missed it. I had to walk away real quick.
So
No,
What was
my
like
Malachi?
super
I basically said like it's not necessarily a superpower, more so something supernatural, like the Omnitrix from Ben 10.
Okay, I can see you be.
Yeah.
I can see you being Kevin 11 though. I ain't gonna lie.
I don't know about that one.
No, that'd be cool though. So you could turn into different aliens. Yeah, that's dope.
That's what I'm saying. And you get like majority of all the superpowers that are already existing within that. So it's like kind of like killing the two birds with one stone.
So you don't turn into them. You just have all. You just have all the powers that they have.
Yeah, so it's like the you know how the Omnitrix works. It's like all the aliens are like harnessed within the Omnitrix. So like I can change the different aliens and stuff like that. Like
Okay, yeah, that'd be cool. I love
yeah,
your Ben
and then
10. Goaded, bro.
I went back and watched the first series a couple months ago when it still holds up. I need to figure out what's the second series and start going on from there. I think it's
How do you
Ultimate
feel
or
about
Alien
this?
X or
How do
some
you feel
shit
about
like
this argument? A lot of people say that Ben 10 is
that.
borderline anime.
I mean, I can agree with it to an extent. Would you consider the Boondocks an anime?
Yes.
Then I guess I can see why, because it's like an Americanized anime. It's an
Yeah, that's what I could
animated
say.
cartoon. So that's the difference. What's the difference between anime and an animated cartoon?
There's
Like,
no this. So anime is. I feel like it's Japan's version of
well, yeah,
cartoon. We
yeah,
just call it
100%.
cartoon. But there's definitely
Yeah,
a difference. I think there's definitely a mixture of both in America, like with Ben 10, the Boondocks. I definitely think it's anime inspired, but it is a cartoon. So think same thing with Ben 10.
yeah,
I wouldn't say it's strictly anime, but it definitely has anime inspiration. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, definitely. So any kind of like, because anime, like when I think anime too, I think like Demon Slayers, like something like stuff that's very chaotic, like with a lot of like fight scenes and stuff. And that's kind of how Ben 10 is too. It's like just very direct,
Yeah.
a lot of contact, a lot of conflict.
No, that's cool. I'm still trying to think of my
Definitely one of the
superhero
most
name.
underrated shows.
I think honestly, I think my superhero name would just be Louisville, bro. I can't think of that. Just call me Louisville, bro. That's it. Just Louisville, man.
Yeah, I couldn't think of a name.
What would you save me from if I was falling from a cliff?
Bowser.
I mean, it depends. Would there be water at the bottom?
There are cotton candy galactites.
I mean, I think you will survive the fall. I don't think I would need to save you then.
Dang! You
I
know
was gonna
what? I'm
say,
not sharing any of them cotton
oh,
candies with you.
look, I was gonna say like if there was water on the bottom, your fish could catch you because you could smell them, know that they're there. You can communicate with them to catch you before you fell, before you hit the. You know what I mean?
Oh my god.
That's true. That is true.
So wait, are sharks fish?
Yeah. I mean, I guess
They're in the ocean, right?
No.
It's like a carnivore
they
fish, I
have.
guess.
Well, they have fins.
Yeah, it looks
But
like a fish.
they don't have scales.
I think.
Do
Okay,
all
so
fish
what?
have scales though?
Most fish
What
do.
considers? What's like the specifics of a fish? Like what classifies as a fish? Like the scales or the fins? Because I thought it
Hold
was
on.
more so
I'm
the
actually looking
fins.
this up right now. Let's
So it does say that sharks are fish.
Damn it.
Okay, so you can call sharks to your rescue
Okay.
then. Right.
Facts.
What? Hold on. I'm gonna type this in a little bit different. What do you consider water animals?
Okay, so it says a fish is an aquatic vertebrate with gills, fins, and a hard skull, but lacks limbs with digits.
Yeah, sharks don't got fingers.
So does that mean they're like dumb? They're not dumb.
I have no idea. I literally just looked up what makes a fish a fish.
Yeah, sharks
And why
don't
the
have
fuck?
fingers. Hellbound 2025.
Why the fuck? I just want to know this. Why the fuck do they call a bunch of fish a school? That shit doesn't make no fucking sense.
I mean, I can
Because they don't
understand it to
follow
an
each other,
extent.
right? Like you see
Yeah, I
like a
can
big ass
understand it
like
to an
group of them.
extent.
Why didn't you just call it a group of fish?
Yeah. So it's a horde of fish.
Just simple. Like
Because
Shit.
it says here because the word school in this context is derived from an Old English word skull, which meant a group of fish. This term likely originated from observations of fish behavior as fish swimming together in a coordinated manner can resemble a group of students in a school. That's fucking crazy, but okay.
So
I feel like
wait,
I'm
so
watching
school was
National
inspired
Geographic.
by fish. So it's actually like the other way around then. That's wild.
Man, listen, I fucking hate the English language. It makes no fucking sense.
It really doesn't. I feel like I'm watching Nat Geo right now.
It's just crazy.
I feel energy coming from him like he's gonna save us all and give us burritos. Because that's what we need right now.
Absolutely.
Damn, a burrito do sound good.
Mhm.
So soft.
So what is like a thing with music that you guys feel kind of gets you in the space for your when you're trying to create music? I guess I'll start off with Malachi.
I mean, for me, it kind of just happens on the fly. Like, I just kind of go with the flow of things. So, like, if I'm not feeling it, then I'm not really feeling it. But like, it kind of like just comes to me like at times. So, like, if I force myself to try to do something, that it's not gonna turn out the way that I want it to. But if I like kind of just flow with it, then it like I can turn something into something. Like, kind of normally I'll start off with a beat, but like at the same time, I've been kind of just going back and like revisiting old lyrics and then putting the lyrics over the beat that way. Like it's kind of the opposite. I don't know. I have a lot of different ways that I work. It's just very off the fly.
Okay. All right.
It's very
Do you
manic.
have
It's
like a
very manic.
space that you do that too?
Where like a space is what in what context?
Like colors. Do you like have a ritual before you start doing like you eat before you do it or you
I mean,
meditate or
yeah. So mainly it's just like like we do have like lights in the room and stuff like that. So it's like finding what the certain color and stuff that fits the vibe, and like basically just like kicking back and smoking and stuff like that to kind of get in the creative mindset. Like that's basically the routine. It's very simple.
That's what's up. What about you, Hellbound? What is your kind of routine that you bring together and like your inspirations for starting your like recording?
I mean, honestly, it depends. Like for a while when I was doing it, I was just kind of doing it a lot off of just like lyrics I'd written, because I was just like writing like a motherfucker. So I would just kind of put those over like beats that I would find and stuff like that. But now I guess it just kind of depends. Like I guess it just kind of like what he was saying, like it just kind of happens like naturally. Like if I try to like just like force myself to do shit, like it doesn't really like work. I feel like it's just kind of
Yeah.
like you're just kind of like going against it, and then like I'll try to just like take my energy and put it somewhere else if I'm like, okay, today like I just feel like I'm not like making good music, or I'm just like not in the right
Yep.
mindset. And like
Yeah.
even like with the lyrics too, because like just like I said, I've written a lot. Like I had like notebooks and notebooks full of just like lyrics, poetry, and stuff like that. So sometimes I'll try to
Hmm.
like revisit that, or even like songs where it's like I had a concept that I really liked, but it's just like I didn't execute it the way that I wanted to. Then I'm like, okay, this was like a really cool idea, and I had some cool lyrics,
Yeah.
but like I wasn't really feeling the way I did it. So maybe like I can kind of like bring it back that way too. But I mean, for the most part, like I just kind of just am doing it, just like I'm vibing, like I burn and stuff like that, just to kind of like like feel like a little chill and stuff. But for the most part, I don't really have anything like I feel like I need to do. It just sort of is like it just kind of happens. So
That's what's up. Heck yeah, that's really good to know. Do you have like a setting that you place yourself when you're doing your music? Like, is it outside or anything like that?
no, it's where you're sitting right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Literally where you're sitting right now. That's where I do it.
You're right. It is in this little spot in here. I agree. What about you, Lou?
So with me, it's like a mixture. It depends. So like, I definitely go with the flow. Like sometimes I kind of just get inspired randomly, and then I try to like act on that inspiration like right away. If I can't act on it right away, like let's say I'm out of town, I'll just let it go and then just wait for it to come back. It's like a wave. It's like whenever it's there, I just kind of like okay, I gotta record. I never try to force myself at all. Like if I'm not in the mood to record, I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna wait until I'm inspired. But to go like a little deeper with it, like definitely the music that I listen to like influences us. At least me personally, like I listen to a lot of Mac Miller and XXX, so that's why a lot of my music gets compared to them because I'm always listening to them. So it's like
Yeah.
I subconsciously pick up on that type of music. I still make it in my own way because I know how to like manipulate it to make it sound like me and my sound, and I'm not like stealing cadences or anything. It's just like the vibe, like
Yeah.
kind of what I'm talking about. But like I'll be listening like I have a new playlist that I made, and it's a lot of like pop music, like Justin Bieber, Shawn Mendes, Bruno Mars, like that type of music. So like if I've been listening to that playlist, probably the next song that I make is most likely going to be a pop song, something that's poppy or love music. You know what I mean? So I definitely try to be careful with that because like even before, right? Like I don't do this anymore, but before I would get in the studio, I would like roll up, I would smoke, and then I would listen to music on random, right? Just let it play. Or I would like actually look like let's say I want to rap. I feel like rapping. That's the inspiration that I'm feeling. I would look up rappers. I would look up like maybe Eminem or maybe I want to rap like J. Cole type, like that type of vibe or Kendrick, whatever. I will look for like an album or a mix of them and just listen to it as I'm smoking and kind of get in the vibe. And then because when I hear like like a lot of lyrics
Yeah.
or a lot of like just something that's vibey, I'm like, damn, I could do that. Let me go do that. So like I would do that purposely. And then I would have all the energy in the world to go in the studio and knock out like 3, 4 songs because I'm just like energized. But again, I don't do that anymore because now it's more like I'm working on other things. So it's like, let's say like I wake up, I might wake up wanting to be wanting to go straight to the studio because it's in my room. So it's like I can just get up, set it up, and then get to it. So it's been a couple times where I just woke up and got right to recording, either found the beat or I already had something I was working on the last couple of days that I never finished, and I got to it. But sometimes I'll be up, like I'll come back from the program, and I'm like, oh, I feel it. I got good energy today. Let me go record. Or maybe I'm not feeling the best, right? And there's two different things that I can do. It's either I relax, watch TV, or I have enough energy to actually make a song and let the frustration out. So again, it's kind of going back to flowing with it, seeing where the energy is. It's like every time that I try to force it and I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna, it's more like a thought than a feeling. It never works. The energy is just not there. So I just go off the energy for real. Yeah, I don't really like, you know, I'll set up my studio, I'll put the beat on there and I'll put my headphones on and I'll just go straight to notes. I'll make sure my phone is on D&D also because like notifications throw me off. So I'm just on the notepad, I'm listening to the beat, I put the beat on repeat, and then I just lock in. I just, you know, ADHD, hyper focus up, and then work on the song, finish it, mix it. I like doing my mixes right after because if I don't, it's gonna take me forever to do that mix because I'm gonna be procrastinating. I'm like, I don't want to mix that shit right now. So I try to put a simple mix on it, do some levels, and then I either move on to the next song or I go back to what I was doing. I go relax, play the game or some shit. So like that's a little bit of my routine.
I usually kind of wait until I hear a siren singing to me through my dreams, and then that kind of guides me on a full moon to you know, sacrifice a cabbage in a pan to eat it, and then that's usually when I'll actually sing. Because I find, you know, making a song like that is actually probably the best way to encourage my voice to be expelled outwardly, or even make a beat, you know, from time to time. But really, it just depends, you know, like I think like all of you guys are saying, it's just like that moment of just like ba ba ba. And that really kind of guides me to where I want to be in that moment. Because like sometimes if I make a song or I'm like collaborating with someone and I'm not really down with the beat too much, but I still want to make the beat, I still want to make the song with that person, it takes a lot more energy out of me because I don't really want to sing on that beat, but I want to sing on that beat, you know? So I got to find ways to do that. Or sometimes I just like don't feel in the mood. Like my spirit isn't guided for that. So then like I can't physically do it. Even when I try, it's weird. It's like a barrier. But I think that's too I had RPG. I went on AOA a few month back. I mean, honestly, I can't keep track of time anymore. But he asked me the first time when I first did it on Instagram Live, you know, if I preferred making beats or singing. And I told him I didn't have one or the other. I kind of like just doing whatever. And then like I went on to the YouTube AOA that we ended up having. And again, I think he asked me again. He was like, okay, so it's been like a few months since we've, you know, done this interview. Like, what do you think now? And I was like, I don't know that I really have one because there's sometimes where beats are easier to make for me. Where like singing just doesn't work. Where there's sometimes where I can sing. And if I try to make a beat in that same energy, I don't really feel it. So it's like, you know, it's just a guided reality that we put ourselves into. I really love it. I mean, I think that being like a time traveler is really cool because like what's really awesome about this like planet we're in is like there's different dimensions, right? We're all on top of these dimensions. I have a TV program coming here shortly called Journey Through Time. And right now I'm working with the elements of water. And water is really crazy because like I've seen these videos where like there's this guy, he make this contraption, right? And he has like a water spout and he puts the frequency of a certain frequency on and the water is coming out and it does a spiral. And then he turns the frequency and the water comes out straight down. He does the frequency again and the water goes straight up. And this is all live. This isn't recorded or anything. So then you're
And there's other people too that have used water and the frequency, like music, in such a way. Well, here's what's wild, right? Is that like, without getting too far into anything, we are creatures of water, and the way that water functions with music, especially when you like look up just simple stuff like that, like music, science, water. And you'll see this guy do craziest things with water, with music. If it happens like that by itself, imagine what it's doing to our body. So the only thing that I would always say too is just like I say about everything in life, right? It's about consciousness within ourselves and the things around us, and like how our bodies function outwardly with our music. So like, when we're putting music out there, I just see Mario's comment where he says, he hates English spelling, right? But spelling, what is spelling? It's a spell. Cells are put into existence because of the way energy is formed and how it like manifests itself through our music. It's a whole thing. It's a long process and a lot of time goes into it. So what I'm saying is, have fun with your beats, enjoy them. Just like all you guys on here so far have like, explained why you make music and how the process is during this moment, and also like your surroundings too. Um, Music's to be fun, but it's also a language that's spoken in another element that we speak from, and we can be in any language ever, never understand each other. But all we have is a sound, and that's what connects us here at Bozy World, is music. It's an element that we enjoy, and we use this element to speak to each other in ways that like really reaches us to another level that a lot of times we can explain. And that's why I love Bozy too, is because we're always positive, we're loving, we're caring, we're supportive, and we support the most of being able to express ourselves through our artwork and how we speak to each other. The fact that we can understand that language is really cool to me too. I love it. I love Bozy World.
Yeah, I want to bring this up too. Because I did some sun gazing like 2 days ago, like, and it's been a while since I did it. So like my eyes have to adjust to it, right? So like I'm staring at the sun, and I'm like laying down, and bro, I'm telling you right now, I don't know if you guys heard about the solar flares and all that stuff. Like,
Yeah.
the sun, like, bro, I could actually see the fucking solar flares. Like, they're way stronger than they were like months ago. Like, it's fucking crazy. Like, I'm staring at the sun and shit, and like, it was like I could feel the heat, like for real. Like, mind you, like I'm not outside staring at it. I'm like staring at it through my window, so it's like I could feel the heat, but it's not a bad feeling either, right? And then like my eyes adjusted to it, but I could still see like it was shining really brightly, and you could see waves coming out of like the circle, and it was like purple and like blue and shit. But like I've never seen them that strong, bro, like at all. Like every time I would see it before, it was kind of normal. It wasn't really like, but you could tell that shit was like extra, just a lot more. And when I tell you, bro, like my vision was like crystals, like diamonds. Like, you ever seen a diamond when it put a light to it and like that reflection it gives?
Yeah.
It was like that, right? So like, bro, it was wild. It was a cool ass experience though, because I'm seeing all these crystals like forming and shit, and then some of it was my eyelashes too, right? The way my eyelashes were reflecting on the sun and shit. But like, bro, I'm telling you, it looked like one part looked like it was like lasers, like shooting down, like lasers of light shooting across, and then like making like images for me. So like I saw it turn into like a dragonfly, and it was cool as fuck. Cause imagine like a crystallized dragonfly, like the wings, the head, and like everything, like how a dragonfly, if you would look at it like this, not like flying, but like this. And I'm like, yo, this is so cool. Like, it must be a download, a message. So I seen that, and then I also saw like a silhouette of a girl. I don't know who the girl was, but I could see like like a hat. And mind you, it wasn't like an actual image, but you could see like a silhouette of it in crystals. And like I could see like hair, a hat, a neck, a head, right? And I'm just like, yo, this is cool as fuck. So I'm like, all right, I'm just letting it happen because my intuition kept telling me just let it. Whatever happens, let it happen. Like, don't try to adjust your eyes. Don't try to close them. Don't try to just stare and let it autopilot. Just let the light just kind of overtake you. So like after a minute of doing that, it was almost like I felt like I was going through a portal, right? And then I closed my eyes, and then it felt like my eyes were still open. Like shit was wild, bro. Like I was like borderline tripping. You know what I'm saying? No weed, nothing though. I was just me sober, just like let me stare at the sun. And then like after I did it for a while, you know, like again I closed my eyes. I let the sun hit me with my eyes closed, and like what you see is you see like this color envelope, right? And I started seeing like, you know how if you go like this, you can see like that retina right there.
Yeah.
And it's like orange. I was seeing the same thing without doing that though, and like my retina was like blue. It was blue, so I'm like, okay, third eye. It's something about my third eye. I have to open my third eye. So I started doing you know the shit the Undertaker does.
Yeah, eye rolling.
So look, it's a gimmick. That's the crazy thing, right? It's a gimmick, but that's actually a practice to train to open your pineal gland up. So if you actually do that, and you do it for like you count down from 100, that's like a meditation practice. You're training your pineal gland to open up. Because a lot of the shit that we eat, it keeps your pineal gland closed. But again, you can actually do that as a practice. But remember, you know what they say? They put shit in plain sight. You would never think the shit that the Undertaker does is actually like something else. You're just like, that's the Undertaker. Like, what? You're fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's the thought they want you to think. But real shit, that's actually like that's to train your pineal gland to open up. So I started doing that as I was looking at the sun. And then you know when you look at light or a sun, you see like a little ball of light.
Mm-hmm.
So you can actually manipulate that ball of light. Yeah, it's like an orb. You can actually manipulate. You can't touch it or grab it, but you can manipulate it. You can change its colors, and it basically tells you which chakra you're working on. That's how I feel because I've seen like green, red, yellow, and you can actually change the colors just by thinking about it. So like I'm doing that, but with my eyes closed. And again, I just started seeing, and a lot of it is intuition. You got to feel it also. You know what I mean? So yeah, I was doing that shit, bro. And I started doing the pineal gland practice. And I actually felt my third eye opening. And like honestly, I was like this close to like pulling the veil. But I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. Because once you do that shit, bro, all I've heard, I've never experienced it. But what I've heard is once you pull the veil, you're never going to look at this world the same again, because it's like.
But is that a bad thing?
No, it's not a bad thing. It's just like when I first awakened, right? Everybody has awakenings all the time. You're always awakening, and the thing about the awakening process, it never stops. So it's not to say that somebody is higher than you or better than you, but some people are at different levels of that awakening, just because their journeys are different, timelines are different. You know what I'm saying? So when I first had my first big awakening, my ego death. I started learning a lot. I started learning a lot of shit, right? And I started seeing a lot of crazy fucking shit. And it got to the point where like I couldn't forget about it. And you get to a point where you're like, oh shit, I opened the door, everything flooded in, and you can't go back. And it gets worse. Like I'm telling you, it's like a storm. And it gets worse and worse. And as soon as you think it's over, something else happens, and it keeps going.
It's like Pandora's box being opened.
Yeah, bro, I'm telling you. And like, I got to that point, and I was like, oh shit, I'm too aware of shit. I'm making connections, mind you, sober minded too, bro. Like, when you're high and you're like, oh, you start making too many connections. It's the same feeling. It's the same feeling. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck? So like, it's not a bad thing, but you need to be ready for it. You need to be prepared to do something that's high level like that. Like even with astral projecting, if you're not ready to do it, it's gonna be scary. It's gonna be like at first it's gonna be exciting and like, oh shit, because when I first did it, I was like, yo, this is so cool. But then I was scared to do it again because I was like, I don't know. I don't trust it. I just don't know enough about it.
Same,
So I haven't
same
done it in
here.
a while. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's not a bad thing, but again, you have to be ready for. You have to be prepared. You have to be mentally there. Like I was mentally there. I didn't want to do it. I didn't feel like, but it was cool to see what I could do with just staring at the sun, getting downloads, and like kind of like get in this mind state of like spirituality and shit like that. But then I went back and I wanted to bring this last thing up, right? And I'll ask you this. I ask you guys this question: are you in the 3D?
No. Well, yes, but we're in all.
Like you mean like we're in like a 3-dimensional reality?
So like there's different dimensions, right? You got 1D, 2D, 3D, 4D, 5D, 6D. It doesn't stop. Just like anything else, it's infinite, right? So 3D, it's the Matrix. It's literally the Matrix because 3D is physical. Now 4D is the in between. You can almost say it's purgatory because you're stepping out of the Matrix, but the Matrix is still there, so you can always fall back into it, right? 5D is full.
Term, like, my bad, I didn't mean to cut you off. That's where that term breaking the fourth wall comes from.
Yeah, and then 5D is it's consciousness. So 5D is without the body, just spirit. So basically, when you're astral projecting, when you're dreaming, above that, it just goes deeper. So what I believe is that I go back and forth from 3D to 4D to 5D all the time. Like I'm not always in the 3D because I escaped the Matrix, and I mostly chill I'm in the middle, and it's like I can go to the 5D, but I'm not ready for that. I know I'm not ready. I'm almost there, but I'm not ready to experience that because that's a whole different thing. So what happens is I end up falling back into 3D because the Matrix has tricks. It can trick you to fall back to the 3D. So like that's what I believe. I feel like a lot of people just believe you're in the 3D and that's it. Like I feel like I can kind of be in there.
The same thing.
You know what I'm saying? I can kind of be in there and then I'm mostly in 4D though, because 4D is still technically physical, but it's a little different because it's more like you're not abiding by Matrix rules. You're not falling for the tricks. You're not falling. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I believe. I believe I'm in the middle, and then when I choose, when I feel like I'm prepared, I can go to the 5D and cause some mayhem.
No, I believe in the same thing to an extent. Like basically, I mean, you really said it like pretty damn well, honestly.
Yeah, it's like
that shit too.
I feel like just like wherever I guess like your brain's kind of like on and percepting because it's like I guess if I've like ever experienced just different dimensions or different perspectives and things like that, mainly it's been through like psychedelics and stuff like that, and that's kind of like where I first realized like okay, reality isn't just like straight up like like what you see and think it is because it's just like by putting something in your brain that can kind of change chemicals and stuff like that. It's just like it opens you up to different perceptions and awarenesses. But it's like I know you can naturally do it too because it's just altered states. So it's just like wherever you're able to like get your brain into. So it's just like I guess it's good to be aware, but like I guess it's just like like whatever one you want to be on, depending on like what your abilities are, just like what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like really, I can't get into like crazy altered states naturally, but it's like I've been in crazy altered states through like chemicals, but like I know that it's possible to do those things.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, it's possible, but you have to give up certain things. You have to give up certain things. You know what I'm saying? Be in moderation with things, bro. Because when I was like when I fully gave up everything and I was only eating, you guys, Liz, I literally would have like a jug like this of water and fill it with iced tea and honey, and I would eat like 2 grapes a day. That's it. Like, bro, I was I was meditating every day. Like, bro, I was feeling so good. And mind you, right now, I've given up. So I've given up processed foods. I haven't eaten processed foods in like 2 months. I don't really drink soda, but I'll do like caffeine free. So like here and there, I'll drink like a Welch's caffeine free, something like that. But it's mostly just water, and I'll do Crystal Light because it's less sugar. It's a little healthier for you. And then like I'll eat I've been eating a lot of fish because it has fiber. It has good acids in it for you and shit. And then I get my protein from rice and shit like that. So like my diet is doing better, but I'm definitely trying to like even minimize that just because like to where I was before. You know what I'm saying? But like those things make it easier for you to be able to be in a 5D consciousness. You
Yeah.
feel me? Because like I said, a lot of foods have chemicals in them that shouldn't be in there. Like I just found out bananas, right? They tell you that they're cloned, right? But when you think of cloned, you think that they actually clone it. But the thing is, they already, when you look at a banana when it grows, it doesn't grow edible. I just learned this. It's not edible when it first grows out of the ground. They put shit in it to make it edible, to make it into what it is now. So it's not only is it cloned, it's manufactured almost. You know what I mean? So it's like, and then they say bananas have fiber in it, it's good for you, but it's like, you know, it's I won't say it's bad for you either, but it's like they're definitely putting something in it. Even if that one chemical in it is keeping your pineal gland and your third eye closed, you don't want that. You don't want that. Like, bro, if you ever had your third eye open, you would know. You can feel that shit. Like this right here gets numb, and like it's like you ever get tickled. I don't know if you guys are ticklish, but it's almost like a ticklish feeling. Like it's like it feels so good it tickles.
Okay, I'm really weird, but one time I was meditating and I was doing this thing or whatever because I can like get where like and I can see the energy of the room itself. Like you can see the matrix. Like it's really cool because like you'll look at stuff, but you'll see like almost like codes and everything, and it's like the colors change or whatever. So then you can see through like stuff, right? It's really crazy. But anyways, so I was sitting there and I was like just doing that thing, and like I was staring at a specific spot, and then my body started to like rock itself, and then like I saw this like lion, and it was in that same energy like all this is in or whatever, like because when you can like when you look past or whatever, you can see like that crazy looking aura and stuff. And then I saw the lion, and like the lion was like this, and it like went like this to look at me, and I kind of looked back, and I like kind of looked around the room for a second, and then I looked back at it, and it was definitely looking at me, and then it didn't say anything or whatever, so I sat there, and it was really cool to look at it, and it was just kind of chilling, just looking back at me. And then I got myself to get out of it, and I didn't really know what to make from it. But then when you're talking about that, it makes a lot more sense, kind of like what I was seeing a little bit.
Yeah, it's almost like this. Like I say this, like we're able to manipulate nature, but again, you have to be in that total mindset that you can do it, right? Like I've manipulated water before, and it doesn't happen like a fucking superhero, right? You can't just make it happen; it just happens, right? So like I think I told you before, Liz, right? I was having a conversation with an agnostic, right? So basically, agnostic people, they're like borderline spiritual people. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't really believe in a lot of the spiritual stuff, but they believe in like science and like certain things, right? And but the thing was like he was saying some shit that was pissing me off. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I wasn't showing it. And I was like, so we're under this, we're on a boardwalk, right? So under the wooden floor, there's like water, right? And it's nighttime. So he's telling me all this shit, right? And I'm like, I'm very open minded. Like I'll listen to what you gotta say. I don't have to agree with it, and I don't have to word it either. So I'm just like, yeah, that's cool. I can see why you feel that way, but this is how I feel, right? Kind of having that type of conversation. Yeah. But then he said some shit like he was like almost like throwing shade at spiritual people. Like he was throwing sideways comments, and like I started getting angry inside. Like I felt the anger bursting, and then I could as soon as I got mad, I could feel the water under me start to swoosh, like right under my feet. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, because I'm very observant, aware of shit. Like, I'm aware of the wind and the leaves. Like, I'm very observant of, like, small details and shit. So, like, you know, the water was, you know, already being wavy, like, all the way over there and shit. Like, I was pretty far away from, like, the railing and shit. But I'm telling you, as soon as I got angry and I started, like, getting mad, I could literally feel the water just, like, you know what I'm saying, like, moving around and shit. And then when I calmed myself down, it stopped. And I was like, I still can't explain it to this day. But I've had other occurrences like that. Like, I also believe that you have your ancestors within you. So like people that passed away that were in your family, they're with you. They're within you. Always. You're all connected by blood, right? You have the same blood. If you have that blood in you, they're with you. That's kind of like a scientific way to explain it, but I believe that they're in you, in your mind, in your head, all that, right? So when I speak to my ancestors, like sometimes I'll ask them for messages. And you can call it spirit guides, you can call them ancestors. It's all the same. It's like kind of like God and universe, same thing, different name, right? So like I was staring at the clouds, and this is something you do as a kid, right? You get an inner child energy. You do things that you would do as a kid, and you look at the cloud and you try to figure out what does that cloud look like. But what I did, I put a little extra spin on it. I was like, ancestors, I need a sign. I need messages. Show me you're real. Give me a message through the clouds, right? So I'm just staring at the clouds, bro. It's like experimenting. I'm just like, all right. The clouds are moving, everything is forming. I'm starting to see things. So I saw an elephant, something that looked like an elephant. I saw something that looked like it was a couple other animals. The only one I can remember was elephant. So then what I do is I go on Google and I look up what does elephant mean? What's the spiritual meaning for elephant? And it gave me the message that I was seeking just from that. And then it made me go, oh shit, that's one way of doing it. You know what I'm saying? Same way how like the other day I was staring at the sun, right? And I saw a dragonfly in the crystallization. And I actually looked up the meaning, right? Dragonflies are symbols of transformation, adaptability. I can't even say that word, and new beginnings.
So
You know what I'm saying? So
I
like,
nice.
I kind of have a similar story as to why I have my scorpion tattoo and to why I
Okay.
have my bee tattoo, because they both represent reincarnation, changes, rebirth, sacrifices, and stuff like that. And it's kind of like a spiritual thing. And like I've had multiple awakenings from like just trauma, and then like through psychedelics and stuff as well. So like yeah, I kind of relate to a lot of the stuff he was saying on that one. It's like I definitely have some signs to show for that.
yeah, man, it's real. I just don't like when I don't like when people like, because I feel like the spiritual collective, if you want to call it that. I feel like there's a lot of
Yeah,
people in it that are not in it for the good, so they try to like mislead people, right?
Yeah.
And they
yeah,
try to take God out of it. And I never do that. And it's funny because like I've had many debates with Christians and just other people about God, right?
yeah.
Because I know the
No, I have.
Bible. I
Yeah, I
I
can.
fucking studied the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Like I know it. I just don't. We're not gonna get into that, but it's like some of them try to take God out of it, and some of them understand that God, universe, Allah, Buddha, it's all the same thing, but not in
It's all
the
the same
not in the
thing.
way, but not in the way they explain it though.
Yes.
Because the way they explain it, it's almost like, yeah, they're all different, but it's the same. Like in a sense where like all these, like it's deep. It goes deeper than that. You have to always go deeper than what they tell you, even if they tell
Yeah.
you, okay, because you know what I'm talking about when I say that. What they say, like they're all the same. They're just one. If you
Mm-hmm.
stay there
Yeah.
with that thought, you know what I'm saying. If you stay there like that, you're gonna stay there. You have to go deeper than that. And then when you find something else out, go deeper. And then when you find it, go deeper again. A rabbit hole never ends. It never ends. I feel like it's like that with everything. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I don't really talk about a lot of this shit, because a lot of people get offended, and I don't really care for people getting
Same.
offended because I believe what I believe. But whenever
Yep.
I feel I need to say it, I say it. And I feel like this is a good moment for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's cool. It's cool to talk about. It's like, there's no energy of like bullshit. There's a lot of energies that I've dealt with that they just think they know everything. It's like we don't know shit.
No.
We don't know anything, but there are some things that are pretty direct it's proven. Like, bro, even if I experienced it, it's real. It's true. If I experienced it with my eyes and my mind, it's true. It's real. You know what I'm saying? And if I know that other people also experience the same thing, if not in a different way but similar, it's true. But there's no need for me to be like, because like me and Light get into this debate all the time. We'll get into an argument, and the last time we were talking about this, I said some shit like this. You remember, Liz? I was like, did you guys ever hear of the conspiracy theory that Donald Trump is really Elvis? Right?
Yeah.
Right? And it was just like that. One person laughed, Liz laughed, I laughed, and I'm just smiling. And then me and Light were going on for like 2 hours after that.
God damn.
I remember that.
and then we got into it about certain things, and then he finally goes, "What's your source? Where did you get this from?" And that shit, once it gets to that, I'm done. The conversation is over. And no disrespect to Light, because I love Light. I'm just saying, for all people that do that, I'm not gonna sit here and have a notebook ready with sources. This is not English class. What's your source? Quote it. No, look for yourself.
Yeah.
You don't have to believe me. You don't got to believe shit that I say. Go find it for yourself.
That's why, and then that's why it's a conspiracy too.
And if you think of a conspiracy, right? Because I don't know the right definition, but like, let's say a conspiracy to murder somebody, right? A conspiracy to murder somebody is basically telling you that they know you tried to kill that person.
Yeah.
But they don't have proof.
Right? But they don't have proof, right? So if you think of a conspiracy theory, it's basically something that, if you kind of like, make the connections, it kind of like, it's not saying that it's not true.
Mm.
It's kind of like a he say, she say situation type thing.
Exactly. You feel me? And that's how I work. I work with, if you tell me something, I'm going to believe you 100%. But then I'm going to go do my own research to figure out if it's true or not. And then I'm going to come to the discernment of, okay, this is real. This is true. What he just told me. But I'm never going to sit there and be like, and I'm not saying Light did this, but like, I'm saying for like the people that do that, you know what I'm saying? They will always tell you like, oh, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, here's the thing. One time I went to this coffee shop. Actually, I think I called you up right after I left there. I went to this coffee shop and I was talking to this guy about artificial intelligence because of some stuff that I know about it specifically. And anytime I hear anyone talking the slightest bit about technology, I'm like, I'm going to tell them because they definitely know what I'm talking about. And every time I tell these people, I must have been in like some high-tech shit. Not must have. I know I was. Because like when I tell people who like semi-know like anything about technology and I'm like, and I jump down this rabbit hole, they're like, you don't know what you're talking about. And this guy, I was telling him about this AI stuff and then I was all excited, right? Because like, oh man, I have a friend who knows what I'm talking about. After I was finished, he looked at me and he goes, honestly, I'm leaving. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was still trying to register that he was leaving, right? So then I followed him outside and I was like, hey, I'm just curious about something. What just happened? And he was like, well, everything you're saying is a lie. It's all conspiracy. And I'm like, but it's not. It's all, everything I'm saying is that you can look it up. This is all real. And that's the thing about people I realize is that there are a lot of people who are scared of life. They don't know anything and it scares the fuck out of them. They don't know themselves, which scares the fuck out of them. And anything else that they don't, because they haven't researched anything, because they haven't gone outside their little tiny box, anything is too much information for them. And my thing is like, if you don't get out of your shell and you don't try to find your life and you don't try to explore this beautiful earth we live in, you're not doing much. And that makes me very sad. Yeah, he was listening.
That shit was in my eardrum, boy.
Yeah, it's like some people just live in a false reality and like have too much like they, like you said, they don't know enough and they're scared of life, so they're too scared to go outside of that box because they're afraid that like something's like gonna happen or whatever. It's just like taking that extra risk. They don't want to take that extra risk.
Yeah, but you know what? That's where our energy changes, right? Because like the way we understand water, for instance, the way we understand, which by the way, Journey Through Time, the first episode's about water, is also the same thing about like how we use energy, right? Because water is actually energy. Water is an energy form, just like fire is. And another thing we'll get into Journey Through Time, but it's crazy because, like, when we change our mindset, what you think about comes outwardly. What we say comes outwardly, and vice versa. So, like, when we have people who are like this, the most important thing that I can do as Sestukavi, as Avalonius Improvement, is sit there and think good thoughts towards those people, and that energy wave is what helps in the positive mindset. Because how I see it for me personally is like how I think mentally towards that person goes to that person, and I try to think of it in a way where it's like kind of like stardust going on top of their head. And then that way that form hopefully reaches them enough where they allow those nanobots, so to speak, to like resonate into their mind where they want to find that change, like you and I have. You know, all of us have found that place. And that place has happened because not just by ourselves, but the people we meet along the way. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I feel that 100%. Like I know there's one spiritual practice where you have to cover yourself in a white like a white light, almost like a bubble. And I do that shit anytime I'm in public transportation. I do that because I could feel other people's energy like latch onto me. Like I was on the bus ride back home, and I'm not like this fine ass Latina sat next to me, fine as hell. She had a little puppy too. He's so cute. But like I could feel her anxiety, and I know it wasn't me because here I wasn't shy, I wasn't nervous, I was totally 100% cool. And then she was sitting really close because it was packed. It was a packed bus, so she was really close to me. So her energy was like, you know, latching on to mine. You know what I mean? You don't even have to do skin contact to do like energy transfer. You can just pick up on it if you're an empath. But again, since she was sitting so close to me, I could feel her inside that she was nervous. And I don't know if she was nervous because I was sitting next to her, or she was nervous because it was packed. It could have been anything, but I could feel her anxiety. So like I started to like panic a little bit inside. And I was like, hold up. This is not my energy. This is not me. I'm cooling. I'm chilling right now. And then it gradually went away. But again, that's just another aspect of spirituality. Like if you don't protect yourself, even mindfully, because you can do it with like crystals and stuff, like I'll do it. But sometimes it's not just having crystals, it's having crystals and the mindfulness of it. Because I can literally have this and say this doesn't work, and it's not going to work because I spoke that. I believe that. But if I believe that it works and that it helps me, it's going to amplify it. So it can either amplify or drain. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, every time I'm like, you got to close your eyes. And it's also a meditation. You close your eyes and you imagine a white light just kind of going over you here and then to the shoulders, and slowly too. You don't just just imagine it. You have to actually like slowly put it on and like.
It's always like a
energy.
Golden light, a golden white light, and it's warm, almost like a hug or something. That's how I feel.
Yeah, mine is like pure white, like pure white. Like, cause I feel like pure white is like, cause like you got two different types of protection, right? You have white and black. So black is like for like the really strong energies, like the crazy, like you're getting spiritually attacked. You need like black light or black candles or something black, the color black, right? It's for protection. You know what I mean? That's the thing about it. You know, when you go outside and they tell you don't wear black because it attracts the sun.
Okay, anytime I go to work, when I go to like nightclubs or raves and stuff like that, because you know that's what I do for work, right? I'm always out places. I always wear black. I always wear black. If I meet people that I don't know but I kind of know them, I wear black. And I do that because it's for protection. And I love rainbow colors because I wear a lot of colors, but I will only wear rainbow colors if I'm by myself or if I'm around people who I trust enough that I can wear other colors outside of just black. Because the black is like a shield, you know.
Yeah. And then again with white, it's the same thing, but it's just less of protection. It's like the simplest form of protection. Like it's just pureness. It's calming. It's, you know, it calms you down, and it's, you know, it's that. But yeah, black would just be like just more intense. But like I'll do the white because like there's no energies that are like trying to get at me really. You know what I'm saying? So the white does enough to like just cover me and envelop me, and I'm protected. And like I said, I already have my obsidian for protection. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it does a pretty good job of protecting me.
So like I used to wear a lot of jewelry. I had all sorts of jewelry, like earrings in, I'd have tons of rings on, bracelets, necklaces, anklets, toe rings, whatever. I had all kinds of jewelry on. And I used to get these weird like jewelry pieces that would manifest like really wild situations in my life. And I knew it was because of the jewelry piece, right? It had nothing, I mean, it probably was half me too, but it was a jewelry. The jewelry would do things. And I'd be like, and I knew it was. And it's crazy too, because like it's because I knew it and I wanted to like bury it, but I liked what the crazy energy I was vibing with because it would do a lot of crazy stuff that I keep it around. And then like the jewelry piece would just like vanish into thin air, like just like, and I'd be looking for it and everything. And I'd be like, that is crazy. And now I can barely wear jewelry or anything. Like sometimes if I'm going places, I'll put something on, but it's crazy because like I feel like my energy, I feel claustrophobic even with like a tiny bit of earring on, which is crazy, right? It's like it's not even surrounding me. Why am I claustrophobic? But I feel claustrophobic where like I feel heavy. And then if I take off, let's say my earrings or something, my body, my spirit is light again. Like it's almost like I can float.
Yeah, honestly, I've had the same thing. It definitely takes you got to get used to it. Because like this is the thing, like when you first, at least for beginners, right? When you first do it, you should only do like one or two, because like your energy is going to that crystal. So like you're gonna feel it. Like I felt like I remember when I first got. I think the first one I had was the tiger eye, which is this one, and I had this one, obsidian, this one, and my blue one, my lapis lazuli, and they were very heavy. So like I would wear them throughout the day, and then I would have to take them off, and I wouldn't sleep with them. But like I kept doing that over and over. Like whenever it got too heavy, take it off, leave it, and then eventually I was able to have all of them on. Because like what I would do is, right, I would take them off, and like I'll even do it now. I'll be like, this is for protection, and then I would name it so I could memorize tiger's eye for protection, extra protection, obsidian for protection, dragon's vein for memory, helps me remember, and clear quartz for healing. And every time I would put it back on, clear quartz, healing, dragon vein for memory, obsidian, protection, tiger's eye. It's like the cherry on top. I love this one. Extra protection. And then that way I got used to it. And then you also have to make a bond. That's why your crystals have to touch your skin, because it's a skin to skin contact, like bond. Same thing with your necklaces. You have to wear them inside so they can bond with your skin. And then once they're bonded, then you can wear them outside if you want, you know what I mean? But it's not really jewelry. It's not really to flex. A lot of people do that shit, but but it was like that for me. I'm telling you, I'd be heavy, and then eventually I got used to it. And like, it's just something, you kind of get used to. And then I was able to like get more shit. And like, because I want to get, a manifesting crystal. I want to get, if I can't find it, it's Libyan desert glass. Light told me about. I want to get that one as a bracelet to add to this. And then I want to get a because I have a rose quartz, and I have rose quartz for anxiety, and I have a red jasper for motivation. So I want to get something else to match that, because you have to. That's another thing too. Some crystals don't work well together. You can't. It's just impossible. So you might have to like switch them around and have them, because like when I had obsidian, clear quartz, and my blue one together, they create something called triple protection.
Okay.
Like, because like that's like a bonding that they have as crystals. Like now that I don't have the blue one, it's more singular. It's more like these might be doing something else, because it's like the matching. It's like, because they have, it's different energies. It's like you wouldn't want to turn on, like, let's say I have a brown candle and I have a red one. The red one I can use for my heart chakra, and then the brown one I can use it for grounding, right? That you might be able to get away with. But let's say you have like an incense that's to calm you down, and then you have another incense that's meant to bring energy in, like positive. You don't want to light both of those at the same time, because now they're clashing. Now they're like, I don't know what to do. So you want to do one at a time. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to have all this energy kind of just flowing,
Speaking of which, when you're talking about that energy, I think it's really important, because I've seen stuff on different websites where they have like water bottles that have big crystals in them, and it looks really cool. But I need to be very clear on this. So crystals and a lot of different cool looking stones are actually extremely toxic for you. So if you were to ingest them, they can actually cause a lot of poison in your body and cause a lot of problems. A lot of stones have a lot of poisonous things because they're elements. And so there was the doctor of, I think, of genealogy, right? That's stone science or whatever.
I think it's
genealogy is like family. Yeah.
Yes,
Right?
geology. It's geology. Yo, look, the only reason I remember that, only reason I remember that, when I was in prison, I took college, and we had an African teacher, and he would be like, "Today we are going to learn about geology, the story of rocks." And like his accent was, we used to make fun of him so much, but like in a nice way. And I'll never forget, I fucking studied geology, and we learned about rocks and fucking lava and shit. But he's like, the story of rocks. Like, yeah, so it's geology.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, geology. And these geologists were literally saying, like, that was toxic. Because let me tell you something. I almost bought one of those water things, because, like, had all the crystals and you can change them out and stuff. And I'm glad I didn't. So, because there's people who also have like their sinks are actually made with crystals, or there's tubs made with like rose quartz and stuff. Don't believe it. It's probably AI.
That's crazy.
But if it's real, stay away from it, because really, water mixed in with certain stones are really bad for you. But like Lou said, energy wise, they do carry a lot of information. In fact, your devices, right, actually have crystals inside of it, because it's a way to store information and also exchange information. And it's also good for energy stuff. So it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's like I always say, it's a tool. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I love getting into this debate with Christians, right? Because they're like, oh, crystals are evil and they're bad for you. I'm like, okay, so why does it say in the Bible that God, he knew about crystals and he didn't say nothing bad about them? And like, what? Where did he say that? You should know. Because I'm never gonna. Because look, I can actually like sit here and find it, but I'm not gonna do that. Why am I wasting my time? I know it. I saw it. I read it. He talked about crystals. He talked about candles in the Bible, like in the New Testament too. Not even the Old Testament. It's in there. There's a lot of shit in there. But again, this is a debate that they have, that they don't believe in it. But who's telling you that for you to believe that? Because it's not from your own thinking. It's not from your own research. It's from what either a pastor told or somebody else told you, and now you believed it and you ran with it. You know what I'm saying? I was the type of Christian that they would tell me that, and then I would actually read the Bible. I would read, not in order, but like different chapters. Like I read Genesis. I read the book of Job. I read a lot of different books, and like I saw certain things that I was like, that's interesting. Okay, that's okay. And then it's like they say, right? When you read the Bible, you should come up with your own meaning, in a sense, your own understanding. You know what I mean? Because it's like some things are kind of straightforward, like love each other, and like love your enemy. Like that's straightforward. But there's other things that are not straightforward, that are kind of like mysterious. You know what I mean? Because they talk about fucking, like the Bible talks about a lot of different creatures. It talks about a fucking burning bush, and
Yeah.
people can't believe they don't believe in fucking like walking lizard people. But you can believe that people used to walk around with like lumps all over their skin and shit, with lepers, like, you know what I mean? Like it's like people choose
Well,
to
I
believe what
mean,
they want to
there's
believe.
still leprosy nowadays too. It's just not as common as it used to be.
I know, I'm just saying, but like still though, like there's things in there that they choose not to believe, even though it's in the Bible that they're taught. They're taught, hey, read this. All the truth is in here. So you don't believe in, like, if you like, again, if you can believe in a fucking burning bush that was supposedly God talking, or whatever the story was, right? You can't believe other mythical things that are happening in the world. You know, you get the point I'm trying to make. Like they even believe that a man with a staff given from God parted the sea, not a fucking river or a lake or
It's
a
a sea,
pond,
yeah.
a fucking sea. And he was like, yeah, just walk through.
I believe it.
Just, you know what I'm saying? It's like they can believe
I
that, but
want
they
that to
can't
be my
believe
superpower.
like
I changed
you know
my
what I'm
mind.
saying? Like
I'll part the sea.
that'd be a cool superpower. But again, bro, it's like you
It
believe
will
that,
be
but you can't.
actually. So I can see what's
Here's
on
the
the
thing.
bottom of that dude.
Fuck that.
I
Look,
think
I'll get
that
realistic real quick. I want to say this last thing. I'll get realistic. People will believe again that a man, not a superhero or a god or a demigod, a human can part the sea. But you cannot believe that somebody used prosthetics and CIA made masks to look like somebody else, and they're acting like they're that person. That's unbelievable.
that doesn't
But
make
a
any
mother,
sense to me. I think that looks more like oh, what's that word? They're blinded. It's not the word I was looking for, but that's the one. Oh,
Like
brainwashed.
limiting your knowledge, I guess, because it's just like you're kind of
Limiting
like
the knowledge,
basing
right?
everything on one source rather than like trying
Yeah.
to just
Well, because
like
they're
be
not moving with the
open to
present. And that's the thing
curiosity and
about
just
a lot of Christians. They
learning.
see the past in history and they don't move with the time. But we're constantly moving, so we need to move and be acceptable to learn new things along the way.
but they contradict themselves because they go, "Oh, everything that's happened in the Bible, it's happening now." So they can't even say that. They can't even, you know what I'm saying? They can't even say they can't follow new things because a lot of things that happen in the Bible are happening now. So with that concept, they should be able to do it. But the thing is, right, they're controlled. They're
For the most
controlled
Yeah.
to
part,
believe
not all.
what they're being fed. They don't go deeper. But it's like, do you think that, like, let's look at it in a religious standpoint, right? You look at all the different disciples. Like, they were taught a couple things by Jesus, and then everything else they did it themselves. The stories are written like the book of Matthew and Luke and all that shit. That was things that they saw with their eyes that they talked about. It wasn't God saying, "Hey, look, this is what it is." Nah, it was they saw things
And wrote
and
it
they
down.
wrote about it in a book. So why the fuck I can't do that myself? Why can I do that if I'm a follower of Jesus, right? Technically a disciple, right? Because all you have to do to be a disciple, you have to follow Jesus. So if I'm following Jesus, I'm technically a disciple. And if I'm seeing things, experiencing things with my eyes, and I'm writing it down or I'm talking about it, it's the same thing that Peter and all these other guys did. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Makes sense.
Doesn't make sense to me, but I think that there is a lot to a lot. And I think too that if you can read a Bible like that and you remember all of that, that's pretty wild memory. Mainly, I have to say because I have a Bible that I like to read, and I do not remember everything. I remember like outlines of stuff. In fact, sometimes I have to go back over certain books, and then I completely forgot that I was even in there, and I'm like, oh wow, that's cool. Me personally, um, because that book is like a lot of pages, and the paper is like like very thin. You can see through it. So I think there's like 5,000 pages or something. I don't know. There's a lot of
But
pages to
the thing
remember all
is,
that.
I read the Bible on my own time, and I had a lot of fucking time to read it. And also, I used to go to Bible study a lot,
Yeah.
and I don't just sit there and just in ear out the other. Like I actually listen, and then I try to think of my own thing. Like I think for myself. So like that's why I remember so much. Like in the book of Psalms, there's a psalm that goes right. I don't know word for word, but what I remember from it is that God was basically saying, I think it was Dave, one of them, was saying that every day is fresh and new.
Mhm.
So each day it is not the same as yesterday, basically. So it's
Right.
basically, it's almost telling you that every day there's really, the way I see it is like there's no such thing as weeks and years,
This calendar
and
bullshit isn't even real.
right. So it's like, yeah, it's a different day, it's another day, but it's still the same day. It's just new in a sense. So it's not really different. The only thing that's different is that you get another day to like continue your dreams or whatever. Like, so you look at every day as fresh and new, then you get in that mindset of being present, and you're not thinking about 2 weeks from now. You're not thinking about 2 weeks ago. You're thinking about where you are now, and you know that tomorrow you're gonna get a fresh start
Yeah.
every time. You know what I'm saying? So
That's
Well,
kind
I
of how
get
I
that from
feel
like a drug
too.
addict perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like every day they're looking at like a fresh start because it's like when, like you're struggling or something like that, it's just like it's easy to beat yourself up and think like, like you just fall back into patterns, but it's like having that like will and drive to just like if you do fuck up one day to like be like, well, tomorrow's a fresh start, and then just like keep that consistently going rather than just being, well, I did it, so fuck it. Like, let me just kind of like keep doing the same shit because it's like,
Mm.
so.
but that in itself is reflecting, right? Because you're aware that you're doing that. You're aware of yourself doing the same thing over and over again, but you're still getting the option to be different. So
Hmm.
when you reflect on it, you can see that you're the problem. And that's what I tell myself all the time. If I'm not changing, it's because of me. I'm not blaming nobody. It's me.
Exactly.
I'm not blaming weed, alcohol, or whatever your vice is, whether it's even video games can be addicting, it can be anything. I'm gonna blame myself. Like when I did this shit to my hand, I reflected and I was like, I was a fucking dumbass. I need to be better. I can't do this. I need to change. And that's like, okay, next day we're gonna see how it goes. And then, you kind of just stay present with it. And like you choose your own reality. Like you can build your own reality. As simple as that. Just because I feel like, I always say this, right? Life is full of decisions. You have many different ones. You have a lot of different options you can go because you have free will, right? You can do whatever the fuck you want. The consequences is on you, right? But I feel like it always ultimately comes to two decisions. And whichever one you choose, that's where you're going to go. That's the timeline that you're going to go on. And neither one is the wrong one because you're always going to stay on the right path. But you might make a couple U-turns, you might make a wrong turn, but ultimately you're always going to get back to the right path. That's what I believe for everybody, for every single person. Because I feel like, again, it's like in this reality, everybody has different missions, different things. There might be a person on this planet that in their last life, they were a shaman, they were super spiritual, they were like fucking ascending, third eye open. He had a fucking fourth eye open. But since he experienced that, he came back into this life to experience a different life, the 3D life, the Matrix life. And there's nothing wrong with that. But like at least me, I know personally, they're not in my journey. They're not in my reality. They're living their own different one, doing their thing. I don't want to be in that 3D life. I don't want to be in that Matrix life. This is the timeline where I ascend and I help others ascend also. You know what I mean? So that's how I feel about that whole aspect.
Oh, dude.
That is very intriguing. I appreciate the way you think on that, and I think that's why we're good friends.
Yeah, I just I've always been an overthinker, and I think once you master overthinking, you can never overthink again. And it sounds crazy, right? It's a little philosophical. I'm on my prophet shit, but if you think about it, overthinking can be bad if you're not thinking about the right things. If you overthink the right way, where you're like, okay, you tell yourself, let's say I'm overthinking about a relationship, and I'm like, damn, this bitch might be cheating on me. And I'm overthinking about all the different ways that she can be cheating on me, right?
Yeah.
In a sense, I'm kind of aiding on that energy for it to happen.
Yeah.
So that girl might end up cheating on me because I just kept thinking about it, and I kind of was throwing
putting
that
yourself
energy her
in a
way.
bad mood, and then like you ruin your time and your day, and it is renewed.
Exactly.
But it's that mindset you were saying. If you already are in that state of knowing, even though it's a new day, you haven't changed.
Yeah, but look, the way that you overthink in the right way is, let's say I get the thought like, damn, I think my girl is cheating on me, and I start overthinking about it. The way that I'm going to overthink about it is going to be, okay, what is the root of this energy? Where is this coming from? Am I insecure? Or has she done some things that are kind of iffy for me to think that she's cheating on me? So I'm gonna give you two scenarios. When I was with my ex from 2022, I had the same thought. This bitch is cheating on me. I feel something like she's either cheating on me or she's going to cheat on me. And I started overthinking about it. But then I told myself, nah, she wouldn't. Turns out she did cheat on me. And I caught her in the most. She literally texted me that she did it. And she meant to text her best friend. That's all I'm gonna say, right?
Wow.
So the universe did its job, right? So in that sense, I was overthinking about it, but I was also feeding into the energy. But it was also in a sense a message. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't me being insecure, right? So when I get to my newest relationship, I'm like, let's say I get to the same thing. Again, you reassess. Am I being insecure? Or do I just feel some type of way? Like, cause like with the other person, right? There were plenty of times where I noticed something she did while I was next to her, where I didn't feel like I was her man. You know what I'm saying? Like she did a couple iffy things, and I was like, hold up. So that's what made me overthink in the first place. But in this sense, and other different instances, it was definitely me being insecure. So that's how you kind of beat overthinking. You have to always find the root to it. Like, okay, again, am I being insecure? Or do I have enough proof of things that I've observed that are making me overthink? Because if you have enough proof, then it is okay to overthink. It's okay for you to kind of like, okay, let me actually think about these things. And am I tripping? And talk to other people about it. Tell other people, like, I'll go to Liz, like, hey, Liz, look, this girl did this. Like, do you think that's weird? Is that something normal? And I might know it, but, she's a girl. So, like, my mindset is like, she's a girl. She should know how girls think. And she'll tell me straight up. And then I'll take the information and, like, I choose to believe it or not. And then I kind of, again, reassess. You keep reassessing. So,
yeah, because like that one chick you were talking about, I remember you would like have a certain way of feeling about things, and then you would be like, hey, so how would you feel about certain situations, whatever. Kind of gave like a feeler of certain things, which I think the like overthinking is interesting just because we're imaginative. And so like it's almost like we're daydreaming, right? We go into this like virtual reality, so you can actually be in this other world, and you can it's really wild. Anyways, and when you overthink, that weird TV that turns on or whatever it is, it's like that manifests that into more, right? So that it kind of like ping pongs off each other. But I feel like that's kind of unhealthy too, you know? Something to think about is like I used to overthink so much about so many things. I used to be very miserable. And I realized that in order to find happiness, I have to find ways to let those things go, even if it takes me a while to do it, it's like my mind is constantly like, you're this way, you don't want to be that way, so you have to find a way out. And sometimes it's frustrating because like I don't see the way out, and I'm like, I don't understand. So I keep doing other things to help me get out of that situation. Like I'll play a song, I'll watch this, I'll paint for a second, I'll do this, or I'll do that. I'll find different things and find that avenue that goes, that was the avenue to help me out that time. And sometimes it's easier to get out other times more than other times, but I think it's all just the maze that we keep ourselves in and how to get out of that maze, which is really wild.
Yeah, but like I was saying, like again, like I really do think overthinking is a good thing if you know how to use it. Like I'll give you guys an example like of how time works for me. So one day I wanted to go to the store. It was around I want to say, I think it was like 10 o'clock at night. Or like, no, it was 9 o'clock at night. And I was like, I want to go to the store and I get some cigarettes, right? And I made a decision in my head. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to wait a little later, maybe 2 hours from now. I'll go later, right? And then 11 o'clock comes around and I hear gunshots go off across the street, right? So, well, no, I'm sorry. So I heard gunshots go off like around the time that I probably would have said I'm going to the store. And then it made me go, you know what? I think I'm just going to wait a little bit till I go to the store. So it's like, if I would have not made the decision to not go, if I would have went, I probably would have got caught in the middle of that shit. Like coming out the store or some shit, you know what I'm saying? I would have been either caught a straight shot or just traumatized from hearing a fucking gun go off right next to me. You know what I'm saying? So I feel that way about everything. Like, let's say you wake up, right? And you get up from your bed and you stub your toe. And then for like 20 seconds, you have to sit there like, oh, fuck, my toe. And you're like, right? Let's say you didn't stub your toe and those 20 seconds of you like chilling didn't happen. Like, what if you stubbing your toe kind of saved you from catching a stray bullet or like getting hit by a car? Because like the timing, like let's say you left your house at like 9:20 instead of 9:15 because of that one moment, you know what I'm saying? And like because of that little bit of time that happened, you didn't get hit by a car, or you didn't, or you know, something didn't happen to you. That's how I think about shit sometimes, because like of that other situation and other situations where I've been in, where it was like I was lucky, and it was literally by a couple seconds that I made it on time, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just I like to think like that a lot, because like I also believe in that shit. Like everything happens for a reason. Even you doing something like that, or like being late to something, or whatever the case is, whatever it is, the smallest thing you can think of, like you fucking stopped for 2 seconds to look at an ant because it looked cool and it was carrying like a big piece of bread. Even that counts.
Yes, it does.
You know what I'm saying? It can be anything,
Yeah,
man. I'm telling you, life is beautiful, and it's also chaotic.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yes, it is.
Real shit. Like imagine if I would have never asked Hellbound to host with me music reviews every week, we wouldn't be here.
Well, you want to know what's funny about that too, bro? Is like the first time I think I actually joined you, I asked like to join on accident because I was just gonna watch. But like I think when I literally like first popped in, it's just like it asks you like, do you want to be in the show and shit? And like I think I accidentally hit that. But then I was like, well, fucking no, I'll commit to it. You know what I mean? Because I already did it. So it's like that was all accidental too. But like now here we are. So
And I believe that 100% too, because when you came up, even I was confused. I was like, oh shit, I don't even remember. Like, I didn't even send you an invite, bro. It was like the universe, like, don't worry about it. I got you. Boom. And then I wasn't even gonna ask you, but like we had so much fun on that live that I was like, yo, it would definitely be better to do it with somebody. So something if that didn't happen, we would not be here. Like even the small, again, we think about small things. Me going into 100 J's live and meeting Liz and Aiden and shit, like none of this would even happen without that. You know what I mean? So you gotta be mindful. You gotta always be mindful of like this is. I'll say this last thing, right? We can start wrapping up, but it's like you see the bigger picture, and you know in your heart where you want to be, whether it's 5 years, 3 years, 10 years from now. And then as soon as you have that big picture in your head, you start paying attention to the smallest of details, the smallest occurrences, the smallest anything. I could be walking by somebody and they're having the worst day of their life ever. Like they're super depressed. And I go, I like your hair, man. That's dope. I like that color.
That's what they
I'm
needed.
thinking about getting that color. And then they go, damn, somebody noticed me. Somebody really thinks I look cool. And then they keep that thought in their head and the rest of their day goes good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like small things like that. That's why like when I'm in public and I see somebody like wearing some cool shit or whatever, I learned that from marketing. You know, that's like an opener. Always do it. Always do it. Always go with it because you don't know what you're doing for that person. You might be like, you know, redirecting them in a good way. You know what I mean?
My future is Team Bozy.
Listen, I told y'all already. We're gonna have a house, but I'm making a tree house and I'm living in that tree house.
Do it.
No bullshit. Like I might have my own room inside the mansion that we have or whatever, where like I go to sleep sometimes, but for the most part, I want a tree house. I want it to be surrounded by trees. I don't want no Wi-Fi in that bitch. Just straight up, just me and trees. And I'm gonna have this is one girl I was talking to on TikTok Live, and she said she wants a tree inside her house that runs through the roof. And I was like, yo, that's fucking lit.
That's
That
really
is interesting.
Oh,
That's fucking
almost
lit.
like that one TV show. What's that cartoon that was like those teenagers that lived in that tree house and they did like missions?
Kids next door.
It's
Yeah.
next door. That's us.
Yeah, just like the kids
That's
next door.
us. I'm not gonna lie, yo. Because like I was even talking to my best friend about it from Connecticut, and like he's 100% down to go to Florida now. I finally convinced him.
Yeah.
But like he's like, yo, when we get this house and shit, like we gotta call it the Bozy house. Fuck that. We calling that shit the kids. What was their base called?
Kids next door.
I'm trying to remember.
What was
that
the
the
treehouse
actual
called?
name?
I can't remember. The treehouse probably had a name. I don't remember what it was, but that was a crazy ass treehouse though, for real.
I'll look it up right now. It might have just been Sector V Treehouse.
It makes sense because they were all like there was like so many different like sectors and like numbers. I remember because it was
'Cause it
like
was
they had
5
their
of
own
them.
little group. It was like 5 of them, but I think it went like further to where there was like a whole bunch of other like numbers and different tree houses and stuff
Yeah.
like
But with
that.
them,
So
it was 5 of them, so they called it Sector 5 Treehouse.
yeah, okay, all right, I get that. I get that.
So we're gonna be Sector Bozy Treehouse. Hell yeah, that's my dream, yo. I have a fucking treehouse like that. What?
Always
That
down.
would be really cool.
That shit is dope. I'm trying to have a slide in my shit. Like the only way you can leave the treehouse is through a slide.
Hey.
To get on the treehouse, you need to climb like a rope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get up there like that.
I think that's pretty cool. Or like you have like a bucket, so if you need stuff, you know, we can use the bucket and like hook it up
Facts.
to you.
Yo, let me get some Pop-Tarts. Put some Pop-Tarts in there, a couple waters.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'll be lit. It's gonna be like the playhouse that used to be in McDonald's.
Oh
Yeah.
Yo, let me ask y'all, have y'all been to those before when y'all was younger?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Did y'all ever throw up or see somebody throw up in one of those?
No.
I don't remember, to be honest. I feel like it makes sense though, because it's like if you eat all that food and then you just go running around and playing, like it's very
Well,
possible.
Bro,
So
I was one of those. I ate a bunch of food, ate my Happy Meal, then went straight running right in the middle of that shit. And I was just sitting up there like, damn, bro, I really just threw up. And then just went back to playing like nothing happened.
I
I
was at Chuck E. Cheese, and they used to, I don't know what Chuck E. Cheese looks like anymore, but they used to have like those tubes that went into the ceiling all through the whole building. And I got stuck and I got lost. and I was kind of crying because I couldn't get out. And I could see my mom, but she wasn't paying attention because, there's kids and it's always so loud in there. And this tiny little girl, I think I might have been like 8, but she was like maybe 6 or 5 or something. And I looked at her and was like, I need your help. I don't know how to get out of here. And this little girl had been up and down and left and right through the whole place. She got lost too. And we both got lost. And then we ended up in this weird, like, little bubble room. And we started banging on the door, screaming for someone to help us.
Nah, that's funny. Do you guys have Catch Air out there in Florida?
What is it?
Catch Air.
I don't think I've heard of it, but I mean, it could be out here.
Describe it.
So it's for kids, right? And like basically you have like slides, you have shit that you have to like climb stairs, and that's like a whole maze and shit.
Oh.
Bro, they have one for adults, bro. We have to go.
Let's
That
go.
Like,
sounds
it's
fun
like-
as fuck.
It's like a fucking, it's almost like a McDonald's Playhouse, but like for adults and like way bigger.
Yeah.
Like you got tubes, you got everything, bro. It's so, that shit, even the Catch Air one, like, because you technically have to follow your kids, bro. I went with my daughter and I was in that shit too. Like, you kind of like have to duck down, but that shit was lit. That shit was fun as hell.
I gotta go now. Let's go.
They might have it out there, like, because Florida has a lot of attractions. Legoland is on my bucket list. Legoland and Disneyland. I never went. I have to go.
All those are mine too, and also Universal because I really like Universal Studios.
Yeah, I want to go. Honestly, the only reason I want to go to Universal is to be Harry Potter. That's it.
I want to
that
go
world's
to
really
Jurassic
cool.
Park.
What is it?
Yeah.
Jurassic Park.
What did Hellbound say? You said something else.
Oh no, I said both those are really cool. Like the Harry Potter world is like crazy. It's like literally almost just feels like you go into another dimension when you go into it because it's like even the way they have it like cut off in the park, it's like I think you like go through like the alley and they have like the whole like train station and all that. So it's just cool because it puts you just in that like other like mindset of just being like in another world because they have like what's another one they have that's like that? It's like a Star Wars one I think for like Hollywood Studios for Disney. But it's like that's like really like over the top. They have like a Toy Story thing in there too, which is crazy because it's like a giant like Toy Story world. So yeah,
Bro, we going.
a lot of cool stuff.
We going, bro. One of her, because like I was talking to Liz a little bit and Harzan and everybody, like, I want to have a Boise trip sometime next year. So like definitely, because I've been to Busch Gardens and I've been to SeaWorld. SeaWorld, I love SeaWorld, bro.
I want to go to SeaWorld.
I love the gorillas were lit. I seen a white whale. I seen a couple dolphins. I seen I got on this like because they have this thing. It's like I don't think they have it anymore, but it was like a helicopter simulator, right? And like you're sitting on this chair in this room, and like it pretends like the chair shakes and shit, and like they have to do like an emergency landing. Then you go out the other door, and then like they have like fake food in the shelves and shit. It's like a fucking shelter, and then like you could see the first animal you saw was it was one of those white dolphins. They're like I think they're almost I forgot I think it was a white whale or some shit. But they had that, a couple dolphins, a couple animals. But I love that shit.
Why don't we just go to the Amazon so we can just find these animals naturally?
I mean, unless we have Steve Irwin. Unless we have Steve Irwin with us, we're probably gonna die.
You said you're a jungle man, so you can speak to them.
Nah, jungle's different though.
Come on, man. I'm just
It's been a while. Your boy has been citified. I've been in the city too long.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
I'm dead ass. I can't wait to go back to SeaWorld. I just like going for the zoo and like they have a couple rides. My favorite ride is the water log. I love that shit.
I love the water log.
Yeah,
it's like a flume.
What is it?
Is like the flume you're talking about? Like the log ride, like it's like a roller coaster kind of, but you get like really wet.
Yeah, like you're on a log and then it goes up. It goes into like a maze, so like it's like dark and like you see like a bunch of shit. Then it gets to that final
thing.
drop.
That's what it is. Yeah, flume. Yeah, those are fun.
That was I think they had one at Busch Gardens also. I went to the Busch Garden. Like they
Yeah,
take a
that's the
picture of
one that
you.
I remember. Yeah, it's definitely
Yeah,
from Busch Gardens.
and I think I told you because it's I think it's in Orlando, but Shikra, the ride Shikra.
Oh yeah, that one's Busch
That
Gardens. Yeah, that's Tampa.
that shit, that ride is
Yeah, that's a cool
crazy.
one. Yeah, that one's
That
really
shit,
fun.
that one really makes you think about life because like you go up slowly, right? So you're already like, fuck, I'm on here, I can't get off, right? And what it does, right, when it gets to the top, it does like a little turn like this, like a little curved turn, right?
Yeah.
So as you're doing that turn, you're definitely like, yeah, I'm about to die. Like it's over. And you can see Aquatica, right? The water park
Hmm.
that's like down the road. You can see that shit from up there, bro. You can see Aquatica. You can see houses. You can see every fucking thing,
Oh yeah, no, it's high up there. I feel you. I know. I've been on that
bro.
thing.
And then it gets right here and it stops like this. It doesn't go
Yep.
from this and then drop. It goes like this, stops right here. So you're just sitting there for a little bit. And the only thing that tells you is about to drop, you hear a click. It goes click, and then
Dang.
it's like steep. It's like straight down, up, and then you get one more that's like a bigger drop, and then but it was fun. I did that shit. I went in the middle first because my dad was being a bitch. He was like, I'm like, yo, let's go in the front. You're like, nah, let's go in the middle. Right. So we go in the middle. I'm like, okay. I close my eyes and shit. I'm like, okay, it's not that bad. And then the next one I did in the front. So I'm like, fuck it, he a bitch. I'm gonna go by myself. So like I did it the first time, and like when my eyes closed, it wasn't that bad. I did it again in the front with my eyes open. I was like, all right, this is lit. Then I did it all the way in the back. Oh my god, that's the worst spot to be in because you feel everything.
Yeah, that's
Everything,
true.
bro.
Because you got all the vibrations.
All the
Those things
momentum,
rock like
vibration.
crazy. You get bruised though sometimes from those roller coasters. Like you
Hell
ride
yeah.
enough of them, yeah, you'll definitely get some bruises.
It's like the one I told y'all when I went to CT. I got on. This is the world's fastest wooden roller coaster, but we didn't know that it was the world's fastest wooden roller coaster. We just thought it was like a fun little roller coaster. Yo, when I tell you, bro, and it was nighttime, so we couldn't see any of the turns. So we
Yeah.
felt, bro. I thought I was gonna die. I told you guys I came out of my body at least 30 times in those 3 minutes. Those 3 minutes, bro, that shit was going so fucking fast. And like it was like how you said, bro, it was just like it hurt. It hurt. It wasn't even fun, bro. It was just I felt violated, bro. I felt like that roller coaster raped us. And then my best friend, I'm like, bro, it was to the point where like if you don't cheer, you're probably gonna pass out. Because it's like so it wasn't like a woo, it was like a woo. Yeah, this is so fun. And then I look to the side, right, at my best friend, and he's just like this. And mind you, it's crazy that he's so still, and the ride is going. Yo, I'm telling you, that motherfucker was going like fast, bro. Like that shit had to be going like 20 to 30 miles an hour, bro. And then we get off. And I'm like, oh shit, like you feel it. They're like, oh my God. And I'm telling people like, yo, don't get on this. Like, don't do it. And then my boy threw up because look, his dumb ass, he was like, yo, before we get on the ride, let's eat a whole bucket of fries. Why not? He threw up every fry, bro. Every fry he threw up. And he was like, never again. I'm never getting on a roller coaster ever again. But that shit was fun.
My favorite are
crazy.
roller coasters that when you get off, they have like a bald eagle, like a fake, machine bald eagle or whatever, and you have someone behind there talking to you, They're like, hey, fatty, how was the ride? And they say some crazy shit, and you're like, listen here, I'm going to knock you out real quick. Come over here.
No, that's funny. That's funny because like on this roller coaster, when you before you take off, right, and you start going, there's like a lady like standing right next to the entrance, like on a desk.
Yeah.
And she's like, all right, you guys ready? Right? And this is how I knew this was about to be the scariest ride of my life. Because she was too happy. That bitch was too happy. Like, she already knew we was about to, like, because we're all like, yeah, let's go. I'm ready. You can tell, like, we're like, this is the first time. And she's like, yeah, you guys have fun. have fun on this ride, like enjoy. I'm like, yo, we're about to die. I already know it. That first turn, oh my god, because what it does is it turns right, it turns left. It goes up, then it goes like down left, and after that it's free bands, bro. It goes boom, it goes this way, and then it's like it turns a lot, and there's a lot of like it's a lot of those like it's not a big drop or a big ramp, but it's a quick one. So it hits you like with the you feel that force. It's like, oh shit. Whoa. Like you feel that wave, and we couldn't see anything, so we couldn't prepare for any of any of that shit. So that's what made it even worse, bro. Like that shit was crazy, bro. That shit was crazy.
Varo
Beat up
said,
with a sack over your head.
for real. No, Varo said, if I'm going to be honest, we have to do more of these conversations in a YouTube live. So, fun fact, we actually had 2 lives that we put on hold for a while. One of them was Saturday sessions, and we would do different topics, talk about different things. The other one was Sunday slams, and we did a lot of poetry reading, and that's a lot of fun too. So when we're working on different projects and trying to rearrange things, we kind of put a hold on a few things because all the things that you guys see here on the screen, as well as the other lives and the other things that we produce on the Bozy pages, take a lot of our time. So doing stuff like this is not always the most accountable, especially because it takes a lot of your energy. But it's always fun to do stuff like this. So heck yeah.
Yeah. We're definitely doing more like Instagram lives like this. Like I've been going live a little more. I know Katrina's been going live. The last time we went live was pretty fun too. We definitely, I feel like right now for Bozy World, it's like we have music reviews and we got artists on artists. That's like the scheduled lives. And then everything else kind of random. Like I've been doing listening parties, and I don't schedule them. I don't promote them. We just go live. Whoever wants to show up, show up. I'm not putting that much energy. It's like you can watch the video later if you really want to listen to the EP. You know what I mean? So listening parties, conversations like this, even poetry slam, we could do it like this. We could just, hey, you guys want to go do some poetry slam today? Fuck it. You know what I mean? It's more fun. It's less stressful. You don't have to worry about who shows up and shit like that. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like I was telling Liz, I've been reflecting a lot in this hiatus that I've been taking from the community and everything. And like the main thing, the most important thing is that the team is working together and that we're all getting along and we're like having fun. That's the only thing that matters. Fuck the views. Fuck it if people are coming or not. And if they're showing love, like who cares? The important thing is we're doing what we're supposed to be doing as a team. And the main focus is once we get off the internet, we're not coming back. We might do a couple lives here and there, but like artist on artist is going to be shot, recorded on an actual stage, and we're going to actually invite artists out to wherever we have that, right? Music reviews can turn into a venue where we actually do open mic. Like we're not going to be doing this forever. This is just to make connections, to network, and to see who's with us. So like I was even talking about it with Harzen, I think, where it's like, yeah, we might not have as many people as other communities, like, or many views, but those people that are tuning in are the ones that are coming with us when we start doing more personal shit. Like we're shooting a movie and we need some people to cast and we're going to pay you to be a fucking actor. Come on through. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like
those other lives too, they're a little bit less personable because even though they have a lot of people, they don't have personal communication with all those people like we do. Like we know how many people who are in our chat rooms. We know who they are. We're all added to each other. We all see their content and stuff. And we actually message these people and see how they're doing, where a lot of those other groups, they don't even know your name. So that's just something different too with that is where we're personable. We want to be friends. We want to grow together. Like what Lou's been saying is like, it's really important.
Because we're going to have, and we're going to have a lot of opportunities. Like I'm telling you, when we all, because the ultimate goal is for all 7 of us to meet in person and live together and make content all the time and, make it into a career. So it's like
Right now,
we're
I
not gonna
met
need a Instagram group chat.
right now I met Trebloff, and I also have met Hellbound in person. So 2 people along the way, and I have a lot more people on the internet to meet because Hannah is in New York. I think we have a few people here in Florida, right?
Yeah,
Midnight, is he down here?
I'm not sure Midnight, but I know Melodic is out there. EXO was out there. He's in New York now, but yeah, there's a couple
Hellbound
Floridians.
said.
Yeah, but he's in New York. He moved to New York again, so he's not in Florida anymore. But there's definitely people in Florida, and I just feel like Florida is a good state to have people like, hey, you want to come down here and perform or do this or do that? Who's gonna say no to come to Florida and have fun? You know what I'm saying? And I want to say this on a personal tip. My daughter is back in Florida, so that gives me even more reason to go down there. You know what I mean? She's like an hour and a half, so
it's on purpose.
Yeah, I already told my baby mother like I'm going to be moving out there next year. You know, but I told her I'm going to go to Puerto Rico first. I'm going to stay in Puerto Rico for like maybe 3 months and kind of just spend time with my grandparents. But I want to plan a trip with all the Bozy members to come down because I have a house in Puerto Rico and we can all stay there. You know what I'm saying? So we have I have 3 bedrooms upstairs, a living room, kitchen. Only thing I have to do is I have to set up the electricity and the water and shit.
Can I sleep in the toilet?
Wherever you want. You can sleep on the roof.
Hell yeah!
You know what I'm saying? I'll give you and Hellbound the master room. I'll take my room. You know what I'm saying? I still got my old room. Me and Light can put a bunk bed in there.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? We gotta have Harzan sleep, you know, somewhere on a tree or something. Nice little hammock for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I really do want to plan that trip, you know, like all of us go down there, just kind of, you know, just go to the beach, have fun, get some content, kind of just plan, you know, and then you guys can leave before me probably, you know, and then when I'm ready, you know, because I'm just going to be saving up money and like, you know, again, spending time with grandparents, and then I'm going straight to Florida. That's like my whole plan.
That sounds fun as fuck, dude. I'm excited.
It's going to be lit. And I know my grandmother's not going to mind because we're not loud. You know what I'm saying? We could smoke on the rooftop. Yeah, that's
fun.
It's like her house is on the bottom. There's a house on top of it. And then on top of that house, it's like a roof that we have like a ladder. You could just climb up there.
Oh, cool.
You know what I mean? So you could put chairs up there and shit.
That's cool. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited because my grandma's from Puerto Rico, from Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
So
I want to show y'all the spots. We got some cool, like even around my house, there's like this little trail that we can go through, and we can kind of get there. We get to this pool area. It's like a homemade fucking built pool. They made out of tiles and shit. You just fill it up.
Oh, wow.
But it's shit like that. Then there's because my town is called La Barra, right? And it's surrounded by another thing called La Mesa, which is the table. But basically La Barra is in the middle, right? It's like a town in the middle. Around it is mountains. So imagine like a bunch of mountains, and it's not so tall that you can see how tall it is. It's more like you're already up high and there's hella trees. So like when you go through this road, it keeps going like this, right? And it gets higher and higher and higher. And I don't even know how, because it's not like you're going up. You're almost going like this. But it doesn't seem that way until you get to like the tippy top, and you can fucking see everything. You can see cliffs, and like the cliffs on the side of the cliffs, there's houses built on the cliff, and there's like man-made roads that are like this fucking steep. And when I tell you, bro, people drive down that shit and then park their car. It's like I can't wait to show you that shit. But it like
that's crazy.
When you get there, there's like a bar. There's like a bar right there, and like they have like a little chill spot, and then you can just chill there, park your car, drink, smoke, and just, you know, I want to show y'all that shit. And then there's some other spots like in the country, the more countryside, where like you literally stop on the highway, park your car, and then you go through a little trail. It's a fucking creek in there with like a fucking tire with a tire swing and shit. Like, it's a lot of cool spots. You know what I mean?
I'm excited.
Yeah. Oh, they have another one. This is the last one I'll tell y'all about. I love this. I'm pretty sure if I ask my stepdad, my old stepdad, he'll tell me where it's at. But there's this area, right, where it's like a bridge. It's like one of those low bridges, and like on the left side of the bridge is like the small creek, and on the right side is like a river. And then it's like imagine imagine one of those like terrains where there's a lot of trees, but there's also like a lot of rocks. It's like rocky, right? And then again, it's a small creek. On this side is like a river type of thing. And then a small, like one of those low bridges that they just put there, right? And then somebody right next to the bridge, they put like a restaurant. It's just like, yeah, you know what? This is a good place to put a restaurant. You know what I mean? There's nothing else there, but like they have a bunch of food and drinks and shit, and people just be chilling there all day. And like, there's no parking. You just park wherever, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's all terrain. It's not like an actual like, hey, we're gonna go to Toby's. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, it's a place that you've been there before, you know how to get there, or you just run into it and you're like, oh, let's stop here. You know what I mean? But I definitely got to take y'all there too. That's a cool spot.
That sounds cool.
I'm definitely.
And all right, one more, because I'm telling you, so many spots I want to go to. They got fucking caves, bro, with bats in them.
Oh, I'm there.
I'm telling you, we going. I never been, because my sister was talking about it the other day, and she was like, "You remember when we went to those caves with the bats in it?" And I was like, "Where the fuck was I?" Because I don't remember that. So now I want to go, and like, it's a cave and shit. And you can just like, you know, just fucking, it's not restricted. You can just go in there, you know. It's up to you. If you get lost, you get lost, you know. But that's gonna be fun as fuck to do too.
Absolutely.
Knowing me coming prepared to everywhere I go, I will be like able to like find my way out if I get lost.
Now we need some fucking GoPros and shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
With the light on it.
Oh yeah. Now you get some cool footage in somewhere like that.
Yeah, bro. We could get some Katrina's revenge scenes in there.
Oh yeah, that would be kind of dope.
What'd you say, Liz?
I said I have a drone, so we can put the drone up.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, a drone would be cool.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Just gotta be careful for the sharks.
I'm
okay.
gonna.
You can talk to them.
Yeah, that's my superpower. Remember?
Yo, because I'm telling you, there's no fucking girdles. There's no girdles out there. When you go to the beach, there's no like nothing blocking off. It's just the sea.
Yeah.
It's just open. Like I've been, the craziest thing, when you go at nighttime, there's just one beach. This is my favorite beach of all time. But it's just super chill. It's so fucking nice. I actually have a picture. I gotta show you guys the picture. But you go to like this one part of it, and you can see like the waves coming in. It looks beautiful. But then they have an area just for the beach. But like when you go there at night, bro, you don't even want to get in the water, cause you can't see shit, bro. You can't see nothing, and like a shark can actually get in there, cause they don't block it off. What they do is, right, they lure the sharks away from the resorts and shit. Like they put food in other places, and they relocate them so they don't bother anybody. But that doesn't mean that one fucking shark was like, man, fuck that, I'm going this way. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you definitely never want to go too deep, but you can still you're chilling though. It's not. I've never seen anything happen.
I'm excited. I think that journey is going to be really cool. I can't wait to film all kinds of stuff there.
Hell yeah, we got to get some good cameras. I'm sorry, we're gonna have equipment. It's gonna be lit.
I'm excited. And you know what? This was a pretty good live. I had a really fun time hanging out with you guys, and we went to all kinds of subjects, and I think that's cool. I appreciate it, and I appreciate the people hanging out with us too. Ooh, episode 1 is out, by the way. All right.
Nice. See, look, you know what's crazy, Arjun? I'm the type of person that I'm not gonna watch it until all the episodes are out, because I like to binge.
Yeah.
So let me know. Because Daredevil, the season just came out. The first season just came out like last month, and I've been fighting myself to not watch it until the 9 episodes are out. So now that they're all out,
You're like,
That's what I'm
ready.
probably gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that shit. I want to watch it all the way through. I don't want to wait till next week.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Everything is out, so I'm gonna watch it because I could watch like up to 5 and then next day watch the other 4. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'd rather do that than like watch 2
Honestly,
and then nah, fuck that.
I'm like you. I'm like you too, where I wanna see all of it. I wanna live that lifeline with them.
Yeah, and I can't watch something and then get back into it. It's hard for me to do that. Like I'd rather just watch it in a row and then, just keep watching it until I feel like I'm tired. Like you guys ever watch Nora from Queens?
I haven't.
No.
I love that show. You know Aquafina, the actress? I love her. She's Asian.
I know the water.
She's hilarious. You've probably seen her. Like she's been in. You know that movie Jackpot with John Cena and the Asian girl.
No, I don't know it either.
I know John Cena though.
Yeah, he lives here.
She was in. She was also in. I think she was also in. She might have been in. Neighbors 2. Was she in that? She's been on a lot of shit though. But I have. That's my celebrity crush. I love her. Like I was this close to selling my soul just so I could get with her. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I thought about it. I was like, I don't know, man. I might do it just to get that number. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, nah. But I love her, bro. So like I watched her whole show. It's Nora from Queens, and it's literally her story dramatized. You know what I mean? But it's about because her real name is Nora, so that's why it's Nora from Queens. Her actress name, stage name is Aquafina. But that show is it's so good. You gotta watch it, Liz. I think you will like it because it's a mixture of real life and also mystical shit. Like it's crazy how they put in so much like trippy shit and like just crazy things in there that like you think didn't happen, but then the show makes it seem like it did happen, like it was real. You know what I mean? So it has that kind of like balance of it. But it's dope.
Send me a link, will you?
It's on HBO. You can watch it on HBO.
Oh, I don't have HBO, you crack pipe. But I do have Flixtor. In Flixtor, I can literally watch anything I ever want to watch forever.
Okay, so it's on HBO, it's on Hulu, it's on Apple TV,
I don't
Amazon
have any
Prime.
of that.
All right, so you can watch it on Flix. I'll send you this. I'll send you a screenshot of what it looks like.
All right.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a really good show. Really, really good show. But yeah, guys, again, we do appreciate you guys pulling up, just vibing with us. We're going to be doing music reviews on Sunday to make up for today. So Sunday, stay tuned. We're going to be making it live. I'll be promoting it. Most likely same time, 3 p.m. We'll go live and do music reviews. I am going to be posting the review winners from last week, though, after this live, because I already got it made. So just be on the lookout for that. Yeah, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. That's my little final message.
Just thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity of being on this live and just kind of changing it up, seeing how long we've been doing these lives, which has been since August. And it's been a long way since Hellbound and Lou have been doing these lives together. And just seeing the progress along the way from where we used to start off at. So this has been a really cool journey, and I have vibed being with you guys, and I hope you guys have a beautiful day.
No, I definitely appreciate everyone too, and just kind of like what y'all are saying, it's kind of cool doing this because it does kind of remind me a lot of the lives that we used to do, and just kind of like it definitely builds like a different dynamic to where it's like you're able just to kind of like vibe and talk and just sort of like unwind and like kind of just get out of the whole grind. So definitely was just cool chilling it for everyone from the community, and yeah, that's all I got.
All right, guys. Love y'all. Peace and love.
Love everyone.